War Sovereign Soaring the Heavens audiobook by Kevin chapter 4401. A battle between supreme powerhouses 4401. A battle between supreme powerhouses. Why should I leave? Han Wang's words brought about a deafening silence. Apart from the 5 supreme powerhouses and the members of their respective forces, even the demons from Kaiming Mountain and Duan Ling Tian were stunned. Suddenly, Kai Ming attack, Han Wang said. It was clear now that he had deceived the 5 supreme powerhouses. The 5 supreme powerhouses instantly regained their senses upon hearing this and hastily retreated. How could they not know by now that they had been fooled by Han Wang? All of them glared at Han Wang with eyes burning with the flames of fury. Kai Ming laughed heartily before he asked, Han Wang, what do you think of my acting skills? At the same time, a miniature mountain appeared in Kai Ming's hand. When he tossed it out into the air, it began to expand rapidly, covering the sky. Han Wang replied with a faint smile, your acting skills aren't as good as mine. A terrifyingly cold energy surged out of Han Wang's hands toward Dancing Sun City. In just a blink of an eye, the outer city of Dancing Sun City was covered in frost. The inner city remained unharmed since it was still protected by the 5 major forces guarding formations. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Frost spread quickly, and in just a moment it surrounded the 5 supreme powerhouses. 9 heavens frost, Han Wang murmured. Although his voice was not loud, everyone heard him clearly. Upon seeing this, the expressions of the 5 supreme powerhouses changed again. Clearly, Han Wang had spread his divine energy through Dancing Sun City earlier without them noticing, silently setting up an ice formation to trap them. Han Wang, you cheated, Kai Ming laughed heartily. All of you will die here today. Killing 5 supreme powerhouses in a battle will be the most glorious feat of my life. When the mountain fell, Kai Ming charged at the 5 supreme powerhouses at the speed of light. In the next moment, earth-shaking explosions rang in the air as powerful energies clashed in the sky. At the same time, the chilling energy swept out as well. Let's get out of here. Ta Mengsha's voice pulled Duan Ling Tian back to his senses. Then he discovered that the cage around the outer city had disappeared, and many demons from Kaiming Mountain were evacuating Dancing Sun City at this moment. Clearly, Kai Ming wanted his subordinates to leave so they would not be affected during the battle between the supreme powerhouses. Swoosh! Duan Ling Tian was naturally overjoyed now that he could leave Dancing Sun City. He did not think the demons would stop him from leaving after this. Even if the 3 strongest demons under Kai Ming's command tried to stop him, it would be impossible for them to succeed unless a supreme powerhouse intervened. After Duan Ling Tian and the 3 demons left the outer city, the 3 strongest demons under Kai Ming's command looked at Duan Ling Tian. Upon sensing the trio's gazes, Duan Ling Tian turned to look at them. They did not seem to carry any ill intentions. In fact, the demon standing in the lead wore a rather amiable expression on his face. Thank you for sparing my adoptive son's life. I've spoken to our Lord, and you can leave Dancing Sun City if Kaiming Mountain emerges victorious from this battle. Duan Ling Tian looked at the demon in the distance and nodded slightly. He finally felt at ease. He wanted to put a safe distance between himself and Dancing Sun City. Who knew if Kai Ming would make him stay after the battle ended? At that time, it would be impossible for him to leave. It should be safe now. After Duan Ling Tian, Ta Mengsha and the others were a distance away from Dancing Sun City, they continued to watch the epic battle. From afar, Duan Ling Tian saw 7 phenomena in the sky. Each phenomenon had its own distinct color. This is the true strength of a supreme powerhouse. How terrifying! Duan Ling Tian was able to see the 7 phenomena clearly, but no matter how hard he tried, he could not catch the movements of the supreme powerhouses. He only saw their afterimages. Shockwave after shockwave swept through the ruined city, destroying whatever was left of the city. At the same time, the guarding formations protecting the inner city were also visibly weakening as time passed, looking as though they were about to collapse. It must be chaotic in the five major forces now. I don't think they'll be able to leave the city unless their respective supreme powerhouses send them out of the city. Although Duan Ling Tian could not see what was going on in the inner city, he had no doubt that it was chaotic at this time. Boom, 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 boom. Waves of energies continued to clash in the sky above Dancing Sun City, and the shockwaves from the collisions made those in the inner city panic. Let's get out of here. Things aren't looking optimistic for the old ancestor. The guarding formations are about to collapse, and the old ancestor can't help us now. We have to find a way ourselves. I don't want to die. Many members of the five major forces in Dancing Sun City tried to escape. Alas, as soon as they stepped out of the protection of the guarding formations, they were instantly reduced to dust by the shockwaves. Even advanced supreme gods were not exempted from this tragic outcome. The shockwaves from the battle between supreme powerhouses were so terrifying that perhaps only top advanced supreme gods from the five major forces were able to survive the shockwaves without the protection of the guarding formations. Han Wang died. Han Wang, you're really despicable. Aren't you afraid that you'll be criticized by everyone in the outer boundary? The five supreme powerhouses, who were at the end of the rope, began to curse at Han Wang out of frustration and exasperation. It seems like the five supreme powerhouses have fallen into a disadvantageous position, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. This isn't surprising. After all, they wouldn't have offered up their treasures to Han Wang if they weren't afraid of Han Wang joining forces with Kai Ming. Boom, 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 boom. The dust and debris stirred up by the shockwaves hide Dancing Sun City from view. After 100 breaths, the commotion finally showed signs of slowing down. A voice brimming with agony shouted, "Zhu Zhang." Another panicked voice cried out, "Split up and run." Following that, Kai Ming scoffed and said, "Perhaps you'd have a chance to escape if you had done so as soon as Han Wang appeared. However, now that his ice formation is in place, do you really think you can run? What a joke." After Kai Ming finished speaking, he coughed slightly. Obviously, he suffered some injuries from the battle as well. At this time, Han Wang said indifferently, "Seal." Suddenly, the dust settled in Dancing Sun City as Han Wang's terrifying energy swept out domineeringly. The turbulent sky gradually regained its peace, and one could see 6 figures hovering in the sky as one figure fell and turned into dust. Chapter 4402. 4402. The Deaths of the Supreme Powerhouses. 4402. The Deaths of the Supreme Powerhouses. Letter 1 D627, Letter 1 D42B, Letter 1 D452, Letter 1 D5F2, Letter 1 D464, Letter 212F, Letter 1 D68B, Letter 1 D427 Gujarati Shunyanos, Letter 1 D603, Letter 1 D486L. One of the supreme powerhouses died. Duan Ling Tian was stunned. At the same time, Ta Meng Sha and the other demons rejoiced and celebrated their victory. All hail the Lord! All hail the Lord! The death of one of the 5 supreme powerhouses was more than enough to prove that the others had no chance of winning Kai Ming and Han Wang. Boom! 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 An explosion rang out as the clouds suddenly turned red before it began to rain blood in Dancing Sun City. The rivers of blood in the outer city seemed to have turned into a sea of blood due to the heavy downpour, heralding the death of a supreme powerhouse. The Zhou clan's supreme powerhouse, Zhu Zheng, who was also the longest living member of the clan, had perished. Crack! The members of the Zhou clan in the clan's ancestral hall were shocked when Zhu Zheng's soul pearl shattered. Earlier, when they heard one of the supreme powerhouses calling out Zhu Zheng's name, they already had a foreboding feeling. However, none of them expected him to die. Old ancestor, old ancestor. As the clan leader and the high-ranking officials of the Zhou clan mourned the death of their supreme powerhouse, panic began to set in. Members of the Qi clan gather at the ancestral hall. Members of the Yang clan gather at the ancestral hall. After Zhu Zhen's death, the other four demoralized supreme powerhouses ordered their clan members to gather in their respective ancestral halls. There was a portal to the supreme powerhouse's little worlds in each of the clan's ancestral halls. As the members swarmed toward the ancestral hall, a terrifyingly cold energy surged up from the ground, freezing almost all of them. Only a few powerful top-advanced supreme gods managed to escape. Swoosh! A gust of strong wind blew through the ancestral halls, killing all the frozen members. The four supreme powerhouses' expressions turned to one of horror when they realized that Han Wang planned to completely annihilate their respective clans as well. They quickly communicated through voice transmission. "Run! There's nothing we can do now. Let's split up. I don't think both of them can catch all of us at once. Whoever survives must avenge all of us in the future." Then the old woman said before she suddenly flashed and vanished from her spot, "Han Wang, I'll avenge my clan in the future." Trying to escape, Kai Ming, the supreme demon, sneered as he threw a punch. Although the old woman escaped 1,000 miles away from Dancing Sun City in just a blink of an eye, Kai Ming's punch still landed on her. The old woman was already seriously injured from the fight and from forcefully breaking Han Wang's special formation, which was created with his blood, and now she was further injured by Kai Ming's punch. Nonetheless, she did not stop running. When Kai Ming was about to chase after the old woman, the three remaining supreme powerhouses broke through Han Wang's formation as well and fled in different directions. He exchanged a glance with Han Wang. They both chased after the trio and managed to kill two of them. Boom, boom, boom. The blood clouds in the sky that were slowly dissipating returned again, and once again blood rained down on Dancing Sun City. Old ancestor, old ancestor. The members of the two clans whose supreme powerhouses just died despaired. As for the members of the clans of the two surviving supreme powerhouses, they did not rejoice. After all, they knew they had been abandoned. "I hope our old ancestor will avenge us in the future. I thought I'd be killed by the heavenly tribulation or even killed by some strangers. I didn't expect to be killed by a supreme powerhouse." The members of the 5 major forces of Dancing Sun City knew that death was imminent. However, some of them did not give up and were still trying to escape. "Comrades, I don't want any humans to make it out of Dancing Sun City alive," Kai Ming said loudly. His voice echoed across Dancing Sun City. The troops of demons outside Dancing Sun City roared and charged toward the members of the 5 major forces who managed to escape. Dispirited and outnumbered, they were quickly killed by the demons. At the same time, a distance away from Dancing Sun City, "Ta Ming Sha, where's that human?" the bat-like demon asked when he discovered that Duan Ling Tian was gone. Then he added, "It seems like he doesn't trust us and thinks we'll force him to stay." Ta Ming Sha said with a smile, "It's good that he left. If our Lord refuses to let him go, there's nothing I can do even if I owe him a favor." The bat-like demon looked at Ta Ming Sha knowingly as he said, "Ta Ming Sha, you noticed it the moment he left, right? You deliberately sent us to your adoptive father earlier to give him a chance to leave, am I right?" Ta Ming Sha scratched the back of his head and asked sheepishly, "How do you know that? Was it so obvious?" The bat-like demon shook his head. "Oh, well, although he's very strong, I don't think our Lord will mind since he's not a member of any of the 5 major forces." Before the 2nd and 3rd supreme powerhouses perished, Duan Ling Tian had already teleported away. He knew the surviving supreme powerhouses would either flee or fight after their clan members were killed on the way to their ancestral halls. Before Kai Ming or Han Wang noticed him, he decided to flee. Although he had no enmity with Kai Ming and Han Wang, His previous experience with the Crimson Demon taught him to avoid supreme powerhouses if possible. "They're so powerful," Duan Ling Tian thought to himself as he sighed inwardly. Kai Ming and Han Wang easily defeated those 5 supreme powerhouses. They even managed to kill one of the 5 supreme powerhouses so quickly thanks to Han Wang's formation that caught them off guard. This proves how terrifying Han Wang is. I wonder if Han Wang is a human, a demon, or another being. Duan Ling Tian was blown away by what he saw today. Not only was it his first time witnessing a battle between supreme powerhouses, but it was also his first time witnessing the death of a supreme powerhouse. Although he did not witness the death of the following 2 supreme powerhouses, he knew they died when he saw the blood-red clouds that appeared in the sky above Dancing Sun City again. Although supreme powerhouses stand at the peak with their strength, their deaths happen just as quickly as ordinary people. It seems like there is quite a difference in strength between supreme powerhouses. I wonder how strong Yunqing Yan is now, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. A hint of fear could be seen in his eyes at this moment. When he finally regained his composure, Duan Ling Tian finally decided to make his way to the city where Wang Yiyuan's clan was based to fulfill Wang Yiyuan's final wish. Previously, he had found out that the city was quite far from Dancing Sun City. The journey would take 3 months at least. Fortunately, he had the foresight to buy a map in Dancing Sun City that showed the locations of various major forces, which included Wang Yiyuan's clan and Crimson Demon Ridge. Chapter 4403, 4403, The Blood Sea Organization. 4403, The Blood Sea Organization. This was Duan Ling Tian's longest journey since he came to the outer boundary. However, with the map in his hands, he was confident about avoiding dangerous places. Based on his current strength, he was also confident he would be able to escape from everyone under the realm of supreme powerhouses. Swoosh. Duan Ling Tian traveled using his flying ship after teleporting away from Ta Meng Sha and the others. Flying ships were a common mode of transportation in the outer boundary. People usually put them away before entering cities to avoid unnecessary trouble. Divine crystals and basic cultivation tools were used as currencies in the outer boundary as well. Duan Ling Tian had amassed quite a number of divine crystals when he was in the God-defying world. He did not use them for cultivation due to the divine pills he refined and the liquid from the divine fountain that he obtained later. As such, he only used his divine crystals to fuel his flying ship or trade for things. However, when he was in Dancing Sun City, he discovered that most people prefer to trade using goods compared to divine crystals. This meant that not everything could be traded for using divine crystals. Similar to most places, the value of an item was not dictated only by its worth and demand. If someone was in urgent need of an item, naturally the item might be sold at a higher price. Swoosh. Duan Ling Tian had to make a few detours while he was traveling on the flying ship to avoid dangerous territories owned by supreme powerhouses. Some of them would view flying ships that flew through their territories as threats and would attack without questions. In the God-defying world, supreme powerhouses are mysterious and treated like legends. I only managed to meet 1 or 2 supreme powerhouses in the God-defying world. However, in the outer boundary, most of the stronger forces are led by supreme powerhouses. Suddenly, it seems like supreme powerhouses are everywhere. Duan Ling Tian sighed inwardly. Duan Ling Tian knew that the supreme powerhouses here were mostly natives of the outer boundary. Under normal circumstances, supreme powerhouses from the myriad worlds rarely settled down in the outer boundary. After all, they carried the responsibility to protect their respective worlds. This was also the case for the supreme powerhouses of the 3 strongest worlds. They would carry out their duties in the outer boundary for a period of time before they returned to their respective worlds. Needless to say, the top supreme powerhouses from the three strongest worlds were heaven-defying even in the outer boundary. Wang Yiyuan's final wish is simple. He had said that without his protection, his clan would arrange a marriage for his sister. He wished for her to be free. "I'll do all I can to help her, but I'll have to ask for her opinion as well," Duan Ling Tian murmured. It would take Duan Ling Tian 3 months to arrive if he flew at full speed, but it would take him half a year since he flew at the speed of an ordinary advanced supreme god. Half a year passed in just a blink of an eye. During the journey, Duan Ling Tian encountered bandits on a few separate occasions, but he easily killed all of them. The strongest one he encountered was an advanced supreme god who had just stabilized his cultivation base. The other party's strength was just like a rudimentary supreme god when faced with him. Despite killing quite a few bandits, he did not gain much. After all their spatial rings exploded after their deaths. A few offered up their spatial rings to preserve their lives, but there was nothing useful to him in there. This was not surprising since those who were wealthy in the outer boundary would not choose to become bandits. Suddenly, "My lord, it seems like you're flying in the direction of Blue Dawn City. Can you please give us a ride?" A hoarse voice that belonged to an old lady rang from outside the flying ship. She sounded weak when she spoke, and it seemed like she was injured. Letter 1D627, letter 1D42B, letter 1D452, letter 1D5F2, letter 1D464, letter 212F Gujarati. Ushunyanus. Letter 1D603, letter 1D486L. Calm Duan Ling Tian raised his head and saw an old woman and a young woman. The old woman spat out a mouthful of blood at this time before she looked at Duan Ling Tian's flying ship hopefully. On the other hand, the young woman looked anxious and worried. At this moment, a few voices rang from the distance. "They're there, get them. She finally left the Yi clan. Hurry up and catch her. We'll offer her to our leader." Under normal circumstances, Duan Ling Tian would not intervene in other people's matters. However, he could not let this matter go after seeing a group of men trying to abduct the young woman. "Grandma, they're almost here. Let's go. The owner of this flying ship is innocent. We shouldn't trouble him," the young woman said anxiously. "My dear, you're too kind," the old woman said before coughing up another mouthful of blood. She did not say anything else as she brought the young woman with her and put some distance between them and Duan Ling Tian's flying ship. However, before the duel could go far, Duan Ling Tian flew over and left his flying ship. He looked at the old woman and the young woman as he said nonchalantly, "You may board the flying ship." "Thank you for your kindness, brother, but it's best that we don't trouble you," the young woman said, feeling grateful. Then, she added optimistically, "We should be able to get to Blue Dawn City before they catch up with us. They won't dare to act recklessly once we arrive in the city." Upon hearing this, a bitter expression on the old woman's face. It seemed like the young woman was unaware of how severe her injuries were and how precarious their situation was. "With her injuries, she won't be able to bring you to Blue Dawn City in time," Duan Ling Tian said. He could tell the old woman was severely injured. It was a miracle that she was still alive. The young woman froze, and when she turned to look at the old woman, she saw the helpless expression on the old woman's face. "Don't worry. You don't have to leave. I'll get rid of them," Duan Ling Tian said to the old woman before he put away his flying ship. Then he turned around and looked at the black dots in the distance that were growing bigger and bigger. The old woman sighed in relief. "Miss, he's much stronger than I thought." After a dozen breaths, 5 men, 2 old men and 3 middle-aged men in plain clothes arrived. Their gazes were menacing when they looked at the old woman and the young woman. One of the old men looked at Duan Ling Tian warily as he asked, "Who are you? Are you going to help them?" The old man had snow-white hair and brows, but he looked young for his age. Duan Ling Tian did not respond to the old man's question. Instead, he put his hands on his back and looked at the 5 men before he calmly said, "I'll give you 3 breaths to scram." The old man said, "Sir, I'm the left guardian of the Blood Sea Organization." The Blood Sea Organization was a nomadic force based in the outskirts of Blue Dawn City. The organization had been around for at least 1,000 years and was led by a top advanced supreme god. Since they moved bases frequently, it was difficult to deal with them unless a supreme powerhouse intervened. Chapter 4404, 4404, 1 verses 5, 4404, 1 verses 5. You have 2 breaths left. The old woman and the young woman thought that Duan Ling Tian would be intimidated after hearing that the opponents were members of the Blood Sea Organization. Seeing that he remained calm, they wondered if he was really powerful or if he had just never heard of the Blood Sea Organization. At this moment, one of the 3 men looked at Duan Ling Tian murderously as he said, "Left Guardian, there's no need to waste time talking to him. Let's just kill him. I gave you a chance to leave, so don't blame me for not showing mercy," the left guardian of the Blood Sea Organization said angrily. He did not care if the purple-clad young man in front of him was a direct descendant of a supreme powerhouse or not. After all, the Blood Sea Organization would leave after completing their current mission. Searching for them would be like searching for a needle in a haystack. Boom, 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 boom. 5 phenomena of the laws appeared in the sky as the 5 men mobilized their divine energies and cast their laws. Based on the phenomena, Duan Ling Tian knew that the 3 middle-aged men's strength was comparable to the giant ape he encountered in Dancing Sun City, and the 2 old men's strength was comparable to that of the Crimson Demon's personal demon guard. Is there a supreme powerhouse in the Blood Sea Organization? Duan Ling Tian asked the old woman through voice transmission. The old woman hastily replied, "The Blood Sea Organization doesn't have a supreme powerhouse. However, their leader has comprehended the law of death to the perfect form." After arriving at the outer boundary, Duan Ling Tian had encountered a few people who comprehended the laws to the perfect form. The first person was Wu Kang, the Crimson Demon's personal demon guard, and the others were Kai Ming's 3 strongest subordinates. However, the laws they comprehended were just ordinary laws. In comparison, the law of death was one of the 4 supreme laws. Unsurprisingly, the 4 supreme laws that had been comprehended to the perfect form were stronger than ordinary laws that had been comprehended to the paramount stage. Compared to ordinary laws, it was 10 times more difficult to comprehend the law of death to the perfect form. Based on the phenomena of the 2 old men's law of fire and law of metal that shone for 100,000 miles, Duan Ling Tian knew their laws were stronger than his law of space and law of time. His laws could only manifest the phenomenon that shone for 10,000 miles. Apart from their stronger laws, the 2 old men also possessed prime divine artifacts. It seems like this Blood Sea Organization isn't simple. The organization doesn't even have a supreme powerhouse, but between the 5 of them, they have 2 prime divine artifacts. Duan Ling Tian thought to himself with a sigh. Previously, he had asked the old woman if there was a supreme powerhouse in the Blood Sea Organization to determine his next course of action. If there was a supreme powerhouse, he would spare the 5 men's lives to avoid offending the supreme powerhouse. After learning that there was no supreme powerhouse in the organization, he no longer had any qualms about killing them. Before becoming an advanced supreme god, I'll only be able to fight to a draw with the 5 of them, even with the help of the divine tree of life and the 5 divine elements. The divine tree of life and the 5 elements can't help me now, but with my current cultivation base and the 7 orifices exquisite sword, which is now a prime divine artifact, I'll be able to deal with them. The divine tree of life and the 5 divine elements, excluding the world-cleansing divine water, had fallen into deep slumber after they exhausted their energies to help Duan Ling Tian escape from the Crimson Demon's little world. As such, unless it was absolutely necessary, he did not want to ask for help again. Letter 1 D627, letter 1 D5FF, letter 1 D68T, letter 1 D4CC, letter 1 D5F2, letter 1 D483, letter 1 D45B, letter 1 D490, Cyrillic letter 475, letter 1 D5F2, letter 1 D48D. Calm swoosh. The 7 orifices exquisite sword shot out of Duan Ling Tian's hand, and its aura was more terrifying than before. Before arriving in Dancing Sun City, Duan Ling Tian had traded with the people in the ruined cities to upgrade the 7 orifices exquisite sword to match his strength. After that, Huang'er, the sword soul, had entered closed-door cultivation. She could only leave the sword once her cultivation base reached a certain level. However, Huang'er's absence would not affect the power of the 7 orifices exquisite sword as a prime divine artifact. Prime divine artifact. The 5 men from the Blood Sea organization were shocked when they saw Duan Ling Tian's 7 orifices exquisite sword, but they quickly pulled themselves together. After thinking about it, they thought it was not surprising that Duan Ling Tian possessed a prime divine artifact. After all, they also had 2 prime divine artifacts among them. Subsequently, the 5 men scoffed when they saw the phenomenon of the law that Duan Ling Tian manifested only shown for 10,000 miles. Is this all there is to his strength? With such strength, he actually dares to meddle in another person's business. In their eyes, Duan Ling Tian's death was imminent. Meanwhile, the old woman behind Duan Ling Tian fell into despair. She assumed that Duan Ling Tian was very powerful, but based on his current strength display, he was no match for the 5 men at all. Seeing that the situation was bad, the young woman cried out anxiously, "Run! You're no match for them." Although the young woman did not want to die, she did not want to implicate an innocent person as well. One of the middle-aged men said with a scoff, "This is all you got, but you want to be a hero and save the damsel in distress. I think you have a death wish." Following that, the 5 men charged toward Duan Ling Tian in unison. None of them is going to use their bloodline powers or doppelgangers. The 5 men did not think it was necessary to go all out against Duan Ling Tian. They were absolutely confident that Duan Ling Tian was no match for them at all. Swoosh, swoosh. At this moment, Duan Ling Tian's doppelgangers shot out from his body. Your doppelgangers won't be able to change the outcome. The left guardian of the Blood Sea organization said indifferently as he brandished his saber that had been imbued with the law of fire. In just a moment, flames swept toward Duan Ling Tian's doppelganger from the law of time. He was certain he could destroy Duan Ling Tian's doppelganger with just one strike. Chapter 4405, 4405, A Peerless Top, Advanced Supreme God 4405. A peerless top, advanced supreme God. Although the old woman and the young woman knew that the purple-clad young man was strong, they did not think he was a match for the 5 members of the Blood Sea organization. Seeing that they had implicated Duan Ling Tian, the young woman felt regretful about not trying harder to dissuade the old woman from seeking help from him. Why isn't he leaving? The young woman wondered inwardly, unable to understand why Duan Ling Tian did not retreat when given the chance. In the young woman's opinion, Duan Ling Tian was seeking death since 2 of his opponents had comprehended their respective laws to the perfect form. After all, he had yet to comprehend his law to the perfect form. They're seriously underestimating my abilities, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself with a sigh, seeing that the 5 men treated him as a pushover. Since it's like this, I'll end this quickly. In your next lives, I hope all of you won't make the mistake of underestimating your opponents. Duan Ling Tian flew toward the 3 middle-aged men as he used his sword Dao along with the law of space. Swoosh. The seven-colored sword Ray and Duan Ling Tian's phenomenon of the law made the surroundings pale in comparison. The seven-colored sword Ray in particular looked dazzlingly beautiful but deadly. No! How's this possible? The three middle-aged men, who were powerful advanced supreme gods in the Blood Sea organization, could not defend against Duan Ling Tian's sword strike at all. The seven-colored sword Ray crushed their attacks and killed them before they could even use their bloodline powers or doppelgangers. Letter 1D41F, Letter 1D4C7, Letter 1D486, Letter 1D41E, W Letter 1D41E, Letter 1D657, Letter 1D4F7, O Letter 1D637, Letter 1D41E, Letter 1D48D. Meanwhile, the two old men who were exchanging blows with Duan Ling Tian's doppelgangers were shocked by the doppelganger's sword Dao. Although they had a slight upper hand, they realized it would be difficult for them to defeat the doppelgangers, let alone destroy them. The upper hand they gained was so slight that the tables could turn at any moment. They were further shocked when they realized their companions had already been killed by Duan Ling Tian in just a blink of an eye. Now that they realized they were no match for Duan Ling Tian, who was as strong as their leader, they exchanged a glance before they fled in haste. Duan Ling Tian was a top advanced supreme god. It would be impossible for most people under the realm of supreme powerhouses to beat him. You think you can escape? Duan Ling Tian smiled faintly before he teleported and blocked the path of one of the old men while his doppelganger stopped the other old man. Swoosh! Swoosh! The two old men quickly used their bloodline powers to protect themselves. They had no intention to fight at all. "My lord, we admit defeat," one of the old men said with a grim expression. "I just sent a message to our leader. You'll risk offending the Blood Sea organization if you kill us. Our leader won't let this matter go. Our leader is almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god." Duan Ling Tian knew that those who were considered peerless among top, advanced supreme gods were those who had comprehended the law to the paramount stage, or possessed some terrifying means. Almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. Duan Ling Tian did not care about the old man's threat. Only supreme powerhouses and true peerless top advanced supreme gods were a threat to him. He was confident that even if he was unable to defeat the leader who was only almost comparable to a peerless top, advanced supreme god, he could still escape from the other party. Even a peerless top advanced supreme god would find it difficult to stop him from escaping unless they had comprehended the law of space or the law of time to the paramount stage. "I don't mind sparring with him if he comes," Duan Ling Tian said nonchalantly as he flew toward the old man, who was stronger than the three middle-aged men. Although the old man used his bloodline power, Duan Ling Tian still managed to kill him in fewer than 10 moves. At the same time, Duan Ling Tian's two doppelgangers were exchanging blows with the left guardian of the Blood Sea organization. The two doppelgangers with their sword Dao were on par with him. Damn it! A hint of despair could be seen in the eyes of the left guardian of the Blood Sea organization as he watched Duan Ling Tian kill his companion. The other old man with the right guardian of the Blood Sea organization after all. "Even if I die, I won't make it easy for you," the old man muttered as his eyes shone with killing intent. Following that, a terrifying energy burst forth from the old man's body like a beast that had awakened from a deep slumber. Chapter 4406, 4406, the leader of the Blood Sea Organization. 4406, the leader of the Blood Sea Organization under normal circumstances. Those in and above the realm of supreme gods would not detonate their little worlds as a means of death. Not only was it a difficult feat, but the consequences were terrible as well. If they detonated their little world, not only was the physical suffering unimaginably excruciating, but their souls would also suffer greatly. It was a terrible way to die. For this reason, many of those in and above the realm of supreme gods did not have the courage to die in such a way. Fool! Duan Ling Tian scoffed when he saw that the left guardian of the Blood Sea organization intended to detonate his little world to injure him. He thought the old man was not only stupid, but also crazy for wanting to detonate his little world. He asked, "Did you forget that I comprehended the law of space? In order to detonate one's little world, one's divine energy and one's law had to be perfectly in sync." Although the old man's comprehension of the law was more profound than that of Duan Ling Tian, the law he comprehended was no match for Duan Ling Tian's law of space and law of time, which were two of the four supreme laws. Duan Ling Tian might not be able to simultaneously use his law of space and law of time, but he could use his doppelgangers from the two laws which were nearing their perfect form thanks to the supreme powerhouse divinities. As such, it was almost impossible for the detonation of the old man's little world to injure him. "I hope you enjoy the method of death you chose," Duan Ling Tian said before teleporting away, bringing his doppelgangers with him. He did not want his doppelgangers to be destroyed by the shockwaves of the explosion. Since he had grown stronger, it would take a longer time for him to create doppelgangers. Swoosh! Duan Ling Tian reappeared in front of the old woman and the young woman. He raised his hand and shrouded them with his energy as he said, "If you don't want to die, don't resist my energy." The old woman and the young woman quickly withdrew their divine energies. Their expressions were grim when they discovered that the left guardian of the Blood Sea organization was going to detonate his little world. Swoosh! Duan Ling Tian brought the duo with him as he teleported away. The left guardian of the Blood Sea organization had tried to prevent Duan Ling Tian from leaving by setting up a formation, but Duan Ling Tian managed to break through the formation with the help of his doppelgangers. Boom! Not long after Duan Ling Tian and the others broke the formation and left, a thunderous explosion rang in the air. Shockwaves rolled out for 1,000 miles, destroying everything in their wake. Before his death, the left guardian of the Blood Sea organization let out a chilling shriek. In fact, death was swift, but the excruciating pain he suffered before his death felt like an eternity had passed before he died. He regretted choosing this way to die, knowing that Duan Ling Tian escaped completely unharmed. Unlike supreme powerhouses, the death of an advanced supreme god would not manifest a phenomenon. However, since the left guardian of the Blood Sea Guardian was an advanced supreme god, the detonation of his little world naturally stirred up a huge commotion that could be seen within the area of 10,000 miles. Heavens! A supreme god detonated his little world. These shockwaves came from far away. It seems like the other party was an advanced supreme god. Otherwise, the shockwaves wouldn't be able to travel this far. He's really bold. He's already an advanced supreme god, but he dared to detonate his little world. I wonder if his opponent died. I think so, otherwise, that advanced supreme god has died in vain. The commotion attracted many people's attention. Some people even tried to locate the origin of the shockwaves. At the same time, a middle-aged man froze when he sensed the commotion. The middle-aged man was dressed in a long gray robe, and he was almost 2 meters tall. His long robe could not hide his burly figure at all. At this moment, killing intent shone in the middle-aged man's eyes as an unsightly expression appeared on his face. At the same time, the two men standing behind the middle-aged man were shocked as well. "My lord, this aura, it's the left guardian, right?" "Yes," the gray-clad middle-aged man replied with a dark expression. The gray-clad middle-aged man did not waste time and flew toward the source of the commotion. He did not wait for the two old men, leaving them to catch up to him as fast as they could. It did not take long before the gray-clad middle-aged man, who was the leader of the Blood Sea organization, arrived on the scene. The explosion had left behind a huge bottomless pit and destruction for miles. The level of destruction was truly shocking. The people who had gathered here discussed fervently among themselves upon seeing the destruction. That advanced supreme God managed to leave behind such huge destruction. He must have comprehended the law of the perfect form, right? I saw a few phenomena of the laws in the sky earlier from afar. It must have been a battle between powerful advanced supreme gods. I can sense a few different energies lingering in this place as well. It seems like more than one person died here. Perhaps it's his opponent. I think so. After all, he had to be confident about killing his opponent before he chose to detonate his little world. The gray-clad middle-aged man and the two old men frowned when they heard the hushed conversations in their surroundings. The gray-clad middle-aged man, who was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god, could sense that the lingering energies belonged to 5 of his powerful subordinates. He murmured, "Apart from the left guardian, right guardian Gu Luo and the others died as well. Who did this?" The gray-clad middle-aged man wondered inwardly as fear flashed in the depths of his eyes. He knew it was not easy to escape the explosion of his left guardian's little world. There was no doubt that the opponent was as strong as him at least. The Blood Sea organization did not have any qualms about killing direct descendants of supreme powerhouses due to their organization's nomadic nature. However, that did not mean that they would intentionally seek death. For this reason, after speculating about the opponent's strength, although the leader of the organization was furious, he did not intend to avenge his dead subordinates. He was afraid of the person who killed them. It was not wise for him to provoke someone who was at least on par with him. Who knew if the opponent was stronger? In any case, it was impossible for him to kill the other party if the other party was on par with him. If the other party was stronger, he would definitely be seriously injured if he did not die. He could not afford to suffer injuries since it would affect his chances of survival during his next heavenly tribulation. The two old men looked at each other in shock before one of them asked, "My lord, are you saying the left guardian failed to kill his opponent?" "That's right," the leader of the Blood Sea organization replied solemnly. Then, without another word, he flew in the direction of their temporary base. The two old men quickly followed suit. At the same time, they spoke among themselves using voice transmission. "It seems like even our leader is afraid of that person. Isn't it obvious? Moreover, he's not the kind to seek trouble for himself." Chapter 4407 Yiqiang Wei 4407 Yiqiang Wei Duan Ling Tian was naturally unaware that the leader of the Blood Sea organization had rushed over not long after he left. Needless to say, he was also unaware that the leader of the Blood Sea organization was frightened and did not intend to pursue the matter. However, he had already speculated that things would turn out this way. It was a testament to Duan Ling Tian's strength that he was capable of killing the 5 members of the Blood Sea organization. The leader of the Blood Sea organization was neither a supreme powerhouse nor a peerless top advanced supreme god. As such, the leader of the organization would not be able to avenge his dead subordinates. Moreover, there was a chance that the leader only viewed his subordinates as tools and did not care about their deaths at all. Swoosh! At this time, Duan Ling Tian was in his flying ship. In front of him, the young woman from before supported the old woman as she said, "Sir, thank you for saving our lives. I, Yiqiang Wei, will remember this life-saving grace. If you need my help in the future, you can look for me in the Rising Leaf City's Yi clan." At the same time, a hint of shock could be seen in Yiqiang Wei's eyes when she looked at the purple-clad young man in front of her. The old woman next to her had told her that the other party was very young. With her strength, she could not sense his age, but she was certain he was not even 10,000 years old. She thought that he was at most a little over 9,000 years old. In comparison, She was only 3,000 years old. In the outer boundary, many powerhouses were often tens of thousands of years old, and there were even those who were 100,000 years old. It was common for advanced supreme gods to be close to 100,000 years old. If one was a peerless top advanced supreme god, and one had no problems with one's heavenly tribulations, it was not impossible to live for 100,000 years, even if one did not enter the realm of supreme powerhouses. Those who were under the age of 10,000 were considered relatively young in the outer boundary. In fact, even those who were 20,000 or 30,000 years old were also considered young. Duan Ling Tian looked at Yiqiang Wei and said indifferently, "It's just a trivial matter. I just couldn't stand their attitude. You don't need to thank me. Since you're going to Blue Dawn City, we can travel together for now. When we arrive at the city, we'll part ways. We might not see each other again after this." Duan Ling Tian was going to Blue Dawn City to fulfill the final wish of Wang Yi Yuan, whom he had met in the Crimson Demon's little world. This was his current mission. After completing the mission, he planned to stay in Blue Dawn City for a while to gather more information about the outer boundary before leaving. When he came to the outer boundary, he had no intention of staying in one city to cultivate. He wanted to travel around as well. After all, he did not only need to cultivate, but he needed combat experience as well. It was very important for Duan Ling Tian to grow stronger. After all, his wife, Care, would not be able to wait that long. Although he had made great progress in the past, it did not mean that it would be the same in the future. He did not dare to be complacent and was determined to work hard. It was not his ultimate goal to become a peerless top advanced supreme god. His ultimate goal was to become a powerful supreme powerhouse, so he could find that person from the Soul Imprisonment clan who had merged with Yun Qing Yan, so he could force that person to free his wife's soul. Duan Ling Tian did not wait for Yiqiang Wei's reply. Instead, he took a few steps back and sat cross-legged at the side. He no longer responded to Yiqiang Wei even when she asked for his name. A disappointed expression appeared on Yiqiang Wei's face. This was the first time she had been ignored. It was not like she had never met a prodigy before. In fact, there was more than one young prodigy who was a top advanced supreme god who pursued her. Yiqiang Wei, who was on the other side of the ship, looked at the old woman with a complicated expression on her face as she asked, "Grandma, who do you think he is? I have never heard of someone below the age of 10,000 who's almost on par with a peerless top advanced supreme god." The old woman glanced at the young man sitting cross-legged nearby on the other side of the flying ship before she said in a low voice, "I don't think he's from our divine sand realm." I have never heard of such a prodigy in the divine sand realm. In any case, there's no doubt that he has an extraordinary background. Not from our divine sand realm. Yiqiang Wei's eyes lit up as she murmured, "I wonder which world he comes from. Even in the outer boundary, I have never heard of such a prodigy. He must be the heir of a hidden force. Perhaps he was cultivated by a supreme powerhouse." Yiqiang Wei was obviously curious about Duan Ling Tian. Worried about being overheard, she said in a lowered voice, "However, this is my first time meeting such a dense person. I introduced myself earlier, but he didn't even tell me his name. Then when I asked for his name, he simply ignored me. Is he embarrassed of his name?" The old woman said with a hint of helplessness, "Miss, he said earlier that we'll part ways in Blue Dawn City, never to see each other again. It's best if you leave him alone. With the speed of this flying ship, it won't be long before we arrive in Blue Dawn City." The old woman could naturally see that Yiqiang Wei was curious about Duan Ling Tian. She had experienced such a thing before, and she knew that curiosity could develop into feelings. She wanted to nip this in the bud, so she continued to say, "Don't forget that we have a business to attend to in Blue Dawn City." Yiqiang Wei nodded. However, a hint of unwillingness could be seen in her eyes when she glanced at Duan Ling Tian, who was sitting nearby. Then she deliberately raised her voice and said, "No matter what, I, Yi Qiang Wei, won't forget my savior. I'll definitely repay this favor in the future." Duan Ling Tian was not cultivating, so he could naturally hear Yi Qiang Wei. However, he remained indifferent and pretended like he did not hear her. It did not take long before the flying ship arrived outside Blue Dawn City. Blue Dawn City was huge and magnificent. It was no worse than Dancing Sun City. I wonder what rank is Wang Yiyuan's clan in Blue Dawn City. When Duan Ling Tian was in Dancing Sun City, he found out that the clans in the outer boundaries cities were divided into ranks as well. For example, the 5 major clans with supreme powerhouses in Dancing Sun City were ranked first in Dancing Sun City. Clans that were ranked second were without supreme powerhouses, but they were rather powerful as well. The clans usually had those who were almost on par with peerless top advanced supreme gods. "I'm going to put away the flying ship now," Duan Ling Tian said to Yi Qiang Wei. "I'll take my leave now." Before Yi Qiang Wei could react, Duan Ling Tian put the flying ship away and flew into Blue Dawn City. In just a blink of an eye, Duan Ling Tian vanished from sight. Yi Qiang Wei truly could not accept Duan Ling Tian's cold treatment, and she could not help but feel annoyed. Does he hate me so much? Why is he so eager to part ways? Since you're in Blue Dawn City, it won't be difficult for me to find you. We'll definitely meet again. Duan Ling Tian was unaware that he had provoked a petty woman. After entering Blue Dawn City, he began to ask around about the Wang clan, which was Wang Yiyuan's clan. The Wang clan used to be one of the strongest clans in Blue Dawn City with a supreme powerhouse. However, 100,000 years ago, the Wang clan's supreme powerhouse perished. As such, the Wang clan dropped from a first-rank clan to a second-rank clan. However, a starving camel is still bigger than a fat horse. Although the Wang clan has dropped in rank, it has deep roots in Blue Dawn City. It's the strongest among second-rank clans in Blue Dawn City. Currently, there are 3 elders in the Wang clan who are almost comparable peerless top, advanced supreme gods. In just half a day, Duan Ling Tian used his divine crystals and managed to gather quite an amount of information in a restaurant in the city. Moreover, he also learned quite a bit about Wang Yiyuan. Unsurprisingly, Wang Yiyuan was the most outstanding person among the younger generation in the Wang clan. If it were not for Wang Yiyuan's talents, how could the Crimson Demon imprison Wang Yiyuan in the little world as a candidate to possess? Coincidentally, someone said, "Did you hear? The prodigy from the Wang clan died. What a pity, he was so young. I heard that he died while he was cultivating and training outside." Wang Yiyuan was the strongest among the younger generation in the Wang clan, while his younger sister is the #1 beauty in our Blue Dawn City. His sister was given preferential treatment all thanks to Wang Yiyuan. After all, the clan had high hopes for him. Alas, now that Wang Yiyuan is dead, Wang Luo Yu no longer has any protection. With her beauty, it's likely that the Wang clan is going to use her as a tool and marry her off. Wang Yiyuan and Wang Luo Yu are from the side branch of the Wang family to begin with. It was only due to Wang Yiyuan's high innate talent that someone from the main branch of the family took them in. Now that Wang Yiyuan is gone, I'm sure they won't take away Wang Luo Yu's status as a direct descendant. After all, the clan would only attract criticism for their ruthlessness. However, they'll definitely use Wang Luo Yu to force her into a marriage that will benefit the clan. Even when Wang Yiyuan was still alive, those elders and high-ranking officials of the clan already had this idea. However, Wang Yiyuan made a fuss, so no one mentioned the arranged marriage again. Now that Wang Yiyuan is gone, after listening to the conversation, Duan Ling Tian finally realized the reason behind Wang Yiyuan's final wish. Wang Yiyuan was aware that his sister would only be able to live well if he was alive. If he died, his sister would only be used as a tool to benefit the clan. Now that I learned about the ins and outs of the matter, I have to get in touch with Wang Luoyu first. I'll tell her about Wang Yiyuan's final wish then. After that, everything will depend on her choice. If she's willing, I'll try my best to find a place for her where she can be free and doesn't have to worry about the arranged marriage. After leaving the restaurant, Duan Ling Tian walked in the direction of the Wang clan's estate. Chapter 4408. 4408 The Wang Clan. 4408 The Wang Clan in Blue Dawn City. Clans of different ranks were distinctly separated. The residences of first-rank clans were naturally located in the best parts of the city. The east of Blue Dawn City was where the 4 first-rank clans of Blue Dawn City were based. Needless to say, each of the 4 clans had supreme powerhouses, making them the most powerful clans in Blue Dawn City. Their status was the same as the 5 major clans of Dancing Sun City, which Duan Ling Tian visited previously. Similarly, each of the 5 clans had a supreme powerhouse in their ranks. Alas, the 5 major clans in Dancing Sun City no longer existed. Although not all 5 supreme powerhouses of Dancing Sun City perished, those who survived had fled Dancing Sun City. Their clans were all annihilated by Kai Ming, his demons, and Han Wang. After all, Kai Ming's hatred toward them for killing his son would not allow him to let them go. Even supreme powerhouses aren't invincible. It's not impossible to kill them. Duan Ling Tian had been shocked when he watched the battle at Dancing Sun City. He had seen a supreme powerhouse die, and the phenomenon that appeared after the supreme powerhouse's death. At that time, the clouds turned red, and then it rained blood as though the heavens were shedding tears of blood for the death of the supreme powerhouse. Although the Wang clan is now a second-rank clan in Blue Dawn City, their supreme powerhouse and the clan's glorious past gave them many connections. It was once a first-rank clan after all. As such, although they didn't move out of their residence, the other 4 major clans didn't give them trouble or force them to move. Otherwise, they might risk offending other supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary who had a good relationship with the Wang clan's supreme powerhouse. The Wang clan's supreme powerhouse died because of the heavenly tribulation. His friends are also supreme powerhouses. Since his friends are still alive, it means that they're stronger than him. Perhaps, the supreme powerhouses from the 4 major clans aren't confident that they're stronger than those supreme powerhouses. Moreover, the 4 major clans have nothing to lose by letting the Wang clan continue to occupy their residence. All the profitable businesses are owned by the 4 major forces, and the Wang clan can't and also dare not to interfere at all. Since ancient times, the strong are respected. Although Duan Ling Tian just arrived in Blue Dawn City not long ago, he already had a clear understanding of the Wang clan. The Wang clan, formerly a first-rank clan, had a glorious past. When their supreme powerhouse was alive, others would scramble to make a marriage alliance with them. They never needed to propose a marriage alliance. However, after a long time, they were still without a descendant who had a high potential of becoming a supreme powerhouse. For this reason, they began to marry out female members of the clan to ally themselves with powerful forces for their survival. After all, even the supreme powerhouses, who were friends of their clan's supreme powerhouses, would age and die eventually. At that time, it would be difficult for the clan to maintain their status. In the past, Wang Luoyu, who was acknowledged as the #1 beauty of Blue Dawn City, was pursued by many direct descendants of supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary. As such, the elders of the Wang clan got the idea to marry her off to one of them to forge a connection with a supreme powerhouse. However, at that time, Wang Yiyuan had shown a high potential of becoming a supreme powerhouse in the future. After weighing the pros and cons, the elders gave in to Wang Yiyuan and dropped the idea of marrying his sister off. With Wang Yiyuan around, Wang Luoyu was safe. Although Wang Yiyuan was missing, no one made things difficult for her. However, things changed some time ago when Wang Yiyuan's soul pearl shattered. After Wang Yiyuan's death was confirmed, many clan members began to bring up the matter of Wang Luoyu's marriage again. Recently, many first-rank clans from the outer boundary had come to propose marriage to her. Duan Ling Tian did not waste time and flew to the inner city, east of Blue Dawn City, where the four major clans of Blue Dawn City and the Wang clan were based. Unsurprisingly, an ordinary person like Duan Ling Tian usually would not be granted entry into the inner city. When Duan Ling Tian arrived in the inner city near the Wang clan's estate, he was quickly stopped by the patrolling team. One of them stepped forward and said, "Sir, please wait. The area up ahead is the Wang clan's estate." The patrolling team consisted of one old man and two middle-aged men. Two of them were elders of the clan, and the other man was a disciple. "I'm here to visit the Wang clan," Duan Ling Tian said calmly to the trio in front of him as he hovered in the air. At the same time, his oppressive and powerful energy from the law of space and the sword Dao swept toward the trio. The two middle-aged men's expressions changed drastically, and their faces turned red. Even the old man could not maintain the calm expression on his face. If Duan Ling Tian did not quickly withdraw his energy, he would have asked for reinforcement from the Wang clan. His expression was dark as he asked, "Sir, what do you mean by that? Are you trying to threaten the Wang clan?" A faint smile appeared on Duan Ling Tian's face as he replied, "Senior, don't misunderstand me. You're not an ordinary advanced supreme god. You should be an elder of the Wang clan, right?" After a brief pause, Duan Ling Tian added, "My name is Li Feng, and I'm a sectless cultivator in the outer boundary. When I arrived in Blue Dawn City, I heard that many young talents from powerful clans came to propose marriage in the Wang clan. I also heard that Miss Wang Luoyu is the most beautiful woman in the Wang clan. I've been wandering for so many years, with no relatives and friends to rely on. I've grown tired of that life. If I can meet Miss Wang and gain her favor, I'm willing to stay and serve the Wang clan." Duan Ling Tian had long thought about what to say to the Wang clan. His plan was to enter the Wang clan as a sectless cultivator, get close to Wang Luoyu, and find an opportunity to bring her away from the Wang clan if that was what she wanted. Needless to say, it was impossible for him to tell the Wang clan about Wang Yiyuan's final wish, and tell them to give up on the idea of marrying Wang Luoyu off. After all, the Wang clan definitely did not care about Wang Yiyuan, or his wish now that Wang Yiyuan was dead. The Wang clan valued benefits more. As such, he could only resort to such a plan. Duan Ling Tian thought that the best way was to use the Wang clan's greed against them. He was a prodigy below the age of 10,000 and possessed strength almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. If he was willing to serve the Wang clan, how could the Wang clan refuse him? This was much more beneficial to them compared to marrying Wang Luoyu off to another clan. Duan Ling Tian looked at the elder from the Wang clan and said in a neither servile nor arrogant manner, "You can check if I'm qualified or not. I don't mind sparring with the strongest member of the Wang clan to show my sincerity and strength." The old man's expression changed slightly upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's words, feeling slightly moved. He could tell that the young man in front of him was strong, much stronger than him. He could also sense that the other party was very young. He was also stunned when he heard the other party express his wish to fight the strongest member of the Wang clan. Although the Wang clan did not have a supreme powerhouse or a peerless top advanced supreme god now, there were two members of the clan who were close to becoming as strong as a peerless top advanced supreme god. They were naturally the pillars of the Wang clan, and their status was high in the clan. If the duo wished to do so, they could easily remove the current clan leader of the Wang clan from his position. I can't make the decisions for this matter, the old man thought to himself. He took a deep breath before he sent a message. Soon after, another old man with a ruddy complexion who looked like a sage appeared in the sky. The elder and the other two middle-aged men quickly greeted the newcomer respectfully. Grand Elder. The newcomer was the Grand Elder of the Wang clan and the head of the Council of Elders in the Wang clan. His status is the clan was only second to the two Supreme Elders, sir. I heard that you want to compete with the strongest members of our Wang clan. The Grand Elder of the Wang clan asked. His gaze was slightly hostile when he looked at Duan Ling Tian. He thought Duan Ling Tian was too arrogant for saying he wanted to compete with the strongest member of the Wang clan. Letter 1D41F, letter 1D4C7, letter 1D486, letter 1D41E, W letter 1D41E, letter 1D657, letter 1D4F7, O letter 1D637, letter 1D41E, letter 1D48D. That's right, Duan Ling Tian replied indifferently with a nod. As soon as his voice fell, he felt the other party's energy sweeping toward him. The energy was turbulent and terrifying, but to him, it was just like a passing breeze. Currently, Duan Ling Tian was only slightly weaker than those who were close to becoming peerless top advanced supreme gods. Even then, it would not be easy for those people to defeat him. He would still be able to retreat safely if the situation called for it. If the two strongest members of the Wang clan, who were almost comparable to peerless top advanced supreme gods, fought him, he was not confident about beating them. Since he could not leave due to his mission, if he continued fighting them, he would likely lose. However, he was not worried since it was just sparring, not a life-or-death battle. Moreover, he was confident the duo would be able to see his potential. He was also confident that the Wang clan would be able to see his potential as their son-in-law, who knew they might even marry Wang Luoyu to him immediately. Swoosh! Duan Ling Tian released energy as well. In just an instant, he ruthlessly dispersed the Grand Elder's energy. In order to show his strength, he did not hold back and pushed the Grand Elder with his energy. The Grand Elder of the Wang clan stumbled 3 steps back, and a hint of blood could be seen at the corners of his lips. At the same time, the other 3 men from the Wang clan watched with horrified expressions on their faces. After all, it was just a brief collision of energy, but their Grand Elder was defeated just like that. Chapter 4409, 4409 Wang Luoyu, 4409 Wang Luoyu. Although the Grand Elder of the Wang clan was not anywhere close to being a peerless top advanced supreme god, he was still a top advanced supreme god. With his strength, he was among the top 10 strongest members of the Wang clan. However, he was defeated in just an instant after a collision of energies. So strong! The elder and the 2 disciples were shocked by their Grand Elder's defeat. Although they knew the young man in front of them was powerful, they only thought it was because they were weak. However, after the exchange with their Grand Elder, the young man's strength dawned on them, and they were terrified. Perhaps the young man was not boasting and was really capable of competing with the strongest members of their Wang clan. Duan Ling Tian looked at the Grand Elder of the Wang clan and asked with a slight smile, "Grand Elder, do you think I, Li Feng, am qualified to meet the strongest members of your Wang clan and spar with them?" Duan Ling Tian did not hold back earlier when he let his energy collide with the other party's energy. He needed to show the other party his strength after all so his plan could proceed smoothly. Upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's question, Grand Elder Wang wiped the blood off the corners of his mouth. As expected, his gaze was different now when he looked at Duan Ling Tian and said, "I've never heard of a talent like you in the divine sand realm. "Sir, may I ask where you come from?" Divine Sand Realm was one of the places in the outer boundary. Duan Ling Tian learned about this while he was in Dancing Sun City, the part of the sea when he had just arrived. The Crimson Demon Ridge, the ruined cities, Dancing Sun City, and Blue Dawn City were all part of the Divine Sand Realm. There were 36 realms in the outer boundary, and the Divine Sand Realm was just one of them. Rumors had it that there were no fewer than 100 supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary alone. Duan Ling Tian was shocked when he first heard about this. He did not expect there to be so many supreme powerhouses in one realm alone. However, during his journey to Blue Dawn City, he passed by forces with supreme powerhouses, and no longer found it surprising that there were over 100 supreme powerhouses in the Divine Sand Realm alone. Just Dancing Sun City alone had 5 supreme powerhouses, and now in Blue Dawn City, there were 4 supreme powerhouses. In just the 2 cities alone, there were 9 supreme powerhouses. In the Divine Sand Realm, there were more than a dozen cities like Dancing Sun City and Blue Dawn City. Needless to say, some cities only had 1 or 2 supreme powerhouses. Even then, just the number of supreme powerhouses in the Divine Sand Realm was about 50. Duan Ling Tian replied calmly, "I'm not from the Divine Sand Realm. I heard of Wang Luo Yu, the #1 beauty of Blue Dawn City, and I fell in love at first sight when I saw her portrait. That's the purpose of my visit. I plan to join the Wang clan if she accepts me. However, I don't plan to stay forever in the clan. I might stay for hundreds of years or thousands of years, even 10,000 years, but I won't stay forever. I plan to bring my wife with me and travel the world. I want to bring her to various places, and at the same time, I also want to train and gain experience. However, if the Wang clan needs help, I definitely won't hesitate to help as long as it's within my ability to do so. My goal is to become a supreme powerhouse. If I don't leave the Wang clan and only cultivate here, I might not be able to become a supreme powerhouse. Needless to say, even after I become a supreme powerhouse, as long as I'm Wang Luo Yu's husband, I'll still be a member of the Wang clan." The Grand Elder of the Wang clan was not put off by Duan Ling Tian's words. After all, he knew it was impossible for such a heaven-defying prodigy to stay in the Wang clan forever. He was not certain if Duan Ling Tian was truly in love with Wang Luo Yu, or if Duan Ling Tian was just briefly infatuated. But compared to the direct descendants of supreme powerhouses, there were undoubtedly greater benefits to marrying Wang Luo Yu to Duan Ling Tian, since Duan Ling Tian was willing to join the Wang clan. After all, not all the direct descendants of supreme powerhouses had the potential to become supreme powerhouses. Moreover, the supreme powerhouses from those forces might perish one day. There was also no guarantee that the forces Wang Luo Yu married into would help the Wang clan. Previously, this was their option. Being related to a supreme powerhouse was better than nothing. At least, no one would dare to recklessly seek trouble with the clan. "Young Master Li Feng, I can see that you're a straightforward person," the Grand Elder of the Wang clan said. Despite losing to Duan Ling Tian, he wore a smile on his face. At the same time, he sent a voice transmission to the clan leader of the Wang clan and his great-grandfather, one of the 2 supreme elders of the Wang clan. "Grand Elder Wang, you're being too polite with me," Duan Ling Tian replied with a slight smile. After the Grand Elder of the Wang clan informed the clan leader and his great-grandfather about Duan Ling Tian's proposal, the clan leader was rather agreeable. He also thought that it would greatly benefit the Wang clan if Duan Ling Tian were to marry Wang Luo Yu. At the same time, the Grand Elder of the Wang clan's great-grandfather, a supreme elder of the Wang clan, also expressed his willingness to spar with Duan Ling Tian. If it was true that Duan Ling Tian was not even 10,000 years old and was strong enough to spar with him, then they could not let such a prodigy slip away. They had to do everything to make him stay. After receiving the voice transmission, the clan leader sent a message to the leader of the faction that Wang Luoyu belonged to and asked the other party to convince Wang Luoyu to marry Duan Ling Tian. If Duan Ling Tian was willing to marry her, it would be a great blessing for her and the Wang clan. After all, the other party was not even 10,000 years old, but was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. Such a person might become a supreme powerhouse before reaching 20,000 years old. Although there were supreme powerhouses below the age of 20,000 in the history of the outer boundary and the myriad worlds, they were very rare, and each of them left their marks in history. In a quiet and elegant courtyard in the Wang clan's estate, two young women sat in front of a stone table chatting with smiles on their faces. If Duan Ling Tian were present, he would recognize one of the young women. She was the young woman who came to Blue Dawn City with him, Yiqiang Wei. At this moment, the old woman who accompanied Yiqiang Wei was standing at the side, looking around vigilantly from time to time. It was as though she was trying to slight all the movements around her. "Sister Qiang Wei, I'm afraid I won't be in Blue Dawn City the next time you visit me. You may not be able to see me again," the other young woman sitting across from Yiqiang Wei said with a helpless expression on her delicate and beautiful face. The smile on her face vanished as well when she spoke. A hint of pain could be seen in the depths of her eyes when she thought about her brother, Wang Yiyuan. When she thought about how spoiled and acted she had acted toward her brother, she was filled with remorse. In just a moment, tears began to slide down her cheeks. "Sister Luo Yu, I'll look for clan leader Wang later and tell him that I want to invite you back to my house as a guest. After that, I'll arrange for you to leave. You won't have to return to the Wang clan again," Yiqiang Wei said resolutely. This was the purpose of her visit. "Sister Qiang Wei, I appreciate your kindness," Wang Luo Yu said as she shook her head. "However, if you do that, you'll get into trouble as well." "I don't care about getting into trouble, Sister Luo Yu. Back then, if you and Brother Yiyuan didn't risk your lives to save me, I would have died. Now that Brother Yiyuan is gone, I'll treat you like my own sister. Don't worry. I told my father about what I'm going to do and he supports me," Yiqiang Wei said. Wang Luo Yu shook her head again. "Sister Qiang Wei, Uncle Yi is currently competing for the position of clan leader in the Yi clan, and it's a crucial moment for him now. If he provokes the Wang clan now, I'm afraid his supporters will abandon him. I don't want to affect Uncle Yi, don't worry. It's not necessarily a bad thing for me to marry someone. Even if I don't like him, I can learn to like him." Although Wang Luo Yu spoke calmly, deep in her heart, she felt very helpless. Who would be willing to be sacrificed for their clan's benefit? At this moment, someone called out loudly from outside the courtyard, "Luo Yu." Subsequently, a strong old man with white hair swiftly walked into the courtyard. Wang Luo Yu rose to her feet and saluted the old man. "Grandpa." Yiqiang Wei followed suit and rose to her feet as well. The old man was the leader of the faction Wang Luo Yu and Wang Yiyuan belonged to. He had taken care of them since they were young and treated them like his grandchildren. "Miss Yi, you're here as well," the old man said with a smile when he saw Yiqiang Wei. In the past, the Yi clan was nothing compared to the Wang clan that had a supreme powerhouse. However, now, the Yi clan was not inferior to the Wang clan, since the Yi clan had three powerhouses who were almost comparable to peerless top advanced supreme gods. Moreover, one of them was the founder of the faction that Yiqiang Wei belonged to. Thank you for listening to the story on KevinAudio.com Chapter 4410. 4410. Wang Kui 4410. Wang Kui, Yiqiang Wei was the pride of the Yi clan, and her status was not the same as that of Wang Luo Yu in the Wang clan. The founder of Yiqiang Wei's faction was one of the three strongest powerhouses in the Yi clan, and she was highly favored by the founder. Moreover, there were very few female direct descendants in the Yi clan among the younger generation, so she was very doted upon. For this reason, even Wang Ming, the leader of one of the factions in the Wang clan, was quite polite and respectful to Yi Qiangwei. "Elder Wang Ming," Yi Qiangwei said with a nod. She had a rather good impression of Wang Ming. This was because she had heard Wang Luoyu say that many people began to treat her indifferently after Wang Yiyuan's death. However, Wang Ming did not treat Wang Luoyu indifferently, and he also spoke to her and comforted her several times. Wang Ming looked at Wang Luoyu and said with a sigh, "The clan leader sent me a message saying that a talented young man came to the clan, and the other party wants to meet you. The other party said that he's willing to join the Wang clan for your sake. Needless to say, the clan leader prefers to let that young man join our clan than to marry you off. The clan leader also asked me to inform you about this matter. He'll send me another message soon, and at that time, I'll bring you to meet that talented young man." Wang Luoyu smiled bitterly upon hearing these words. The clan leader said that he preferred to let the young man join the Wang clan than marry her off, but there was no difference at all. In other words, the clan leader wanted her to marry the young man. Although she would not be married off to another force, she still could not choose her husband. Fortunately, she had already accepted her fate. Yi Qiangwei frowned and said to Wang Ming, "Elder Wang Ming, I came this time to invite Sister Luoyu to the Yi clan as a guest so she can relax. Elder Wang Ming, I hope you can help her delay this matter." Wang Ming shook his head before he said to Yi Qiangwei, "Miss Yi, I know you really want to help Luoyu. However, I advise you to give up. If word of this spreads, it'll affect your father. It might even hinder your father from becoming the clan leader of the Yi clan." Clearly, Wang Ming was aware of the situation in the Yi clan. Two outstanding members of the Yi clan were now competing for the position of the clan leader of the Yi clan, and the duel was evenly matched in every aspect. One of the two competitors was Yi Qiangwei's father. If Yi Qiangwei offended the Wang clan, it would definitely cause trouble for the Yi clan and upset the elders of the Yi clan. At that time, the opponent of Yi Qiangwei's father would definitely gain the upper hand in their bid for the position of the clan leader of the Yi clan. Yi Qiangwei's expression changed slightly upon hearing Wang Ming's words. After a moment, she gritted her teeth and said, "Then I won't bring her to the Yi clan. I'll bear all the responsibility for this matter." "You're going to bear the responsibility for this matter?" Wang Ming shook his head and said, "Miss Yi, you're too naive. Even if you don't bring Luoyu to the Yi clan, as long as people know that you brought Luoyu away and ruined Luoyu's arranged marriage, your father and the Yi clan will still be implicated. Don't tell me you plan to sever ties with the Yi clan." Wang Ming thought that Yi Qiangwei was too naive. Perhaps she was too anxious that she failed to see how important and serious this matter was. Yi Qiangwei blushed slightly upon hearing Wang Ming's words. Then she said solemnly, "As long as Sister Luoyu is fine, I don't mind leaving the Yi clan." "Sister Qiangwei," Wang Luoyu exclaimed. Then she said with a soft sigh, "I'd rather die than leave this place with you. If you leave the clan at such a critical moment, Uncle Yi will still be implicated anyway. Sister Qiangwei, don't interfere in this matter. No matter the outcome, no matter what the future holds, it's all fated." Yi Qiangwei fell silent. The gloomy expression on her face showed the turbulent waves of emotions that had been stirred up in her heart. At this time, Wang Luoyu looked at Wang Ming and said with a slight smile, "Grandpa, take a seat while you wait for the clan leader's message." Seeing how sensible Wang Luoyu was, Wang Ming could not help but sigh again. He felt slightly regretful at the same time. If he had known better, he would have sent her away as soon as he found out that Wang Yiyuan had died so the others would not have a chance to target her. It would not be difficult to send her away at that time, but it was very difficult to do so now. After all, Many elders and high-ranking officials in the rank who prioritized the clan's interests were now staring at Wang Luoyu, hoping to use her to strengthen the clan. After taking a seat, a smile replaced the serious expression on Wang Ming's face before he said, "Luoyu, compared to marrying into another force, it's better to marry someone who's willing to stay in our clan. I heard from the elder of the patrolling team that the young man is very handsome. Most importantly, he's very strong despite his young age. In terms of talent, even the most outstanding member among the younger generation in our clan is inferior to him. In fact, no one among the younger generation in the Divine Sand Realm is a match for him. I'm sure many women are attracted to that young man, but it seems like he only likes you. Perhaps, sometime in the future, you'll be glad that you met him." Wang Luoyu did not take Wang Ming's words seriously. She assumed that he was only trying to comfort her. After all, if the other party was so outstanding, why would he fall for a person like her? The only thing she was known for was being the #1 beauty in Blue Dawn City, and Blue Dawn City was just one of many cities in the Divine Sand Realm. Let alone the entire outer boundary and the myriad worlds, there were many who were more beautiful than her in the Divine Sand Realm alone. Yiqiang Wei also assumed Wang Ming was trying to console Wang Luoyu, and she also found his words too exaggerated. She could not help but say, "Elder Wang Ming, if he's so outstanding, how can he be willing to join the Wang clan just for Sister Luoyu's sake? Based on what you said, he has a high potential of becoming a supreme powerhouse in the future. Why would such a person agree to join the Wang clan for the sake of a woman he had never met before? He had only seen her portrait." Yiqiang Wei was from a relatively powerful clan, after all. She was privy to many things and had met many people. She knew how arrogant those young prodigies were. In her opinion, it was impossible for a proud prodigy to marry into a woman's clan, especially when joining the clan would not benefit him. On the contrary, in this case, it was likely that the Wang clan needed to rely on the young man instead of the other way around. As such, if the young man was as outstanding as Wang Ming said he was, there was no way he would join the Wang clan. Meanwhile, Duan Ling Tian was unaware of the discussion going on between Wang Luoyu and the others. He was now meeting the clan leader of the Wang clan in the reception hall. The clan leader of the Wang clan was a tall and burly middle-aged man who seemed to wear a perpetual solemn expression on his face. He had a distinct worm-like scar on his forehead. It was not difficult to remove such a scar, but since he had left it there, it must serve a purpose. After being brought to the reception hall, the Grand Elder of the Wang clan said, "Clan leader, this is young Master Li Feng." "Greetings, Clan Leader Wang. I'm Li Feng," Duan Ling Tian said politely. Although he knew the other party was no match for him, he knew he had to leave a good impression on the other party due to his mission. If he offended the other party, it would make his plan to bring Wang Yiyuan's sister away even more difficult. "Young Master Li Feng," the clan leader of the Wang clan responded in kind. He had probed Duan Ling Tian with his divine consciousness and confirmed that Duan Ling Tian did not only look young, and that Duan Ling Tian was indeed young. As such, he was polite to Duan Ling Tian as well. Moreover, he had heard about what happened earlier. He was not much stronger than the Grand Elder of the Wang clan, but the Grand Elder suffered quite a bit due to Duan Ling Tian. The clan leader of the Wang clan smiled and said amiably, "I'm Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan. If you get together with Luoyu, it's not just an honor to Luoyu, but it's the Wang clan's honor as well. Young Master Li, I heard that you want to spar with one of our supreme elders. I've already spoken to him, and he's willing to space with you." The supreme elder said that since you came from afar, you should rest in our clan for a few days and recover your energy before you spar with him. Duan Ling Tian shook his head and said, "There's no need for that. Clan leader Wang, please tell the Supreme Elder that I can spar now if he's willing. Seeing the hesitant expression on Wang Q's face, Duan Ling Tian added, after sparring with the Supreme Elder, I want to formally meet Miss Luo Yu. I want to prove my strength as soon as I can so that the Wang clan will know that I'm worthy of Miss Wang Luo Yu. Upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's words, Wang Qi smiled and said, very well. Since you insist, I'll send a message to the Supreme Elder. After a while, Wang Qi received the reply from the Supreme Elder and said with a smile, young Master Li Feng, the Supreme Elder asked me to bring you to him. We don't want to cause a huge commotion, so you'll be sparring in our clan's spatial artifact. Do you have any objections? If you prefer otherwise, we'll look for a remote place for you to spar. Duan Ling Tian shook his head and replied, I have no objections. If the space in the spatial artifact is stable enough, we can spar in there. Chapter 44, 1144, 11 The Birth of a Supreme Powerhouse 44, 11 The Birth of a Supreme Powerhouse in the Divine Sand Realm's Green Billow City. Green Billow City was also a big city in the Divine Sand Realm, with supreme powerhouses ruling it. Its status was as high as that of Dancing Sun City and Blue Dawn City. However, recently, Dancing Sun City had been turned into a ruined city. With the annihilation of the 5 major clans and the destruction left behind by the fierce battle, the city was no longer prosperous like it was in the past. Similar things often happened in the outer boundary. A big city could be flourishing one day, but it could turn into a ruined city overnight. That was why there were so many ruined cities, like the one Duan Ling Tian encountered in the outer boundary. In the past, the ruined cities were once prosperous and flourishing as well. In Green Billow City, there were 5 first-rank clans, and each of the clans had a supreme powerhouse. The 5 major clans naturally monopolized the best resources in the city, and the more than a dozen second-rank clans could only submit. After all, the second-rank clans were weaker than the first-rank clans. There was nothing they could do even if they were unhappy. As such, many members of second-rank clans strove hard to become a supreme powerhouse. Once a supreme powerhouse appeared in a second-rank clan, the clan would be promoted to a first-rank clan. Today, there was a huge commotion in Green Billow City. Boom, boom, boom. Dark clouds gathered in the sky above Green Billow City as lightning flashed, accompanied by the sounds of thunder. It seemed like it was going to rain, but the rain did not fall for a long time. At this time, an incomparably bright light suddenly flashed, lighting up the dark and gloomy Green Billow City for a moment. Boom! A thunderous explosion that seemed capable of shaking heaven and earth rang in the air, sending shockwaves through Green Billow City. Following that, under everyone's watchful gazes, a figure rose into the sky from a mansion in Green Billow City. Lightning bolts flashed around the figure as the void rippled and twisted. All of a sudden, the clouds, the lightning bolts, the sounds of thunder, and even the figure disappeared. Everyone was confused when they saw the turbulent sky suddenly turn calm. The change was too abrupt. What's going on? At the same time, 5 figures appeared in the sky above the inner city of Green Billow City and began to chat among themselves. Someone said with a sigh, I didn't expect the 6th supreme powerhouse in Green Billow City to be that person from the Meng clan. That old man is from the same generation as I am. His talent and comprehension weren't any weaker than mine back then. However, due to the heavenly tribulation, his breakthrough was delayed. Otherwise, he would have become a supreme powerhouse a long time ago. That guy is really lucky. He was injured during the heavenly tribulation. Although it was just a minor injury, it would have affected him since he was only almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. If he didn't break through and become a supreme powerhouse, it would only be a matter of time before he was killed by the heavenly tribulation. In any case, he's broken through, and there's now a sixth supreme powerhouse in Green Billow City. The Meng clan will also be the sixth first-rank clan in Green Billow City. Let's inform the members of our clans. Let the juniors distribute some of our properties to the Meng clan. From today onward, the Meng clan is a first-rank clan just like ours. Unlike the others, the five supreme powerhouses of the five major clans in Green Billow City, who had gathered, naturally knew early on that someone had become a supreme powerhouse. Moreover, they also knew the identity of the other person. They were all supreme powerhouses and had experienced this before, after all. They had experienced this phenomenon before. They were brought into space briefly, where their energies were completely transformed before they were sent out again, becoming a true supreme powerhouse. There was no danger involved at all during this process. Needless to say, it was difficult to cultivate to this point. Apart from cultivating, one needed to meet many requirements to become a supreme powerhouse. Only if one met the requirements would the phenomenon appear. At that time, one would be struck by lightning before one's body was refined in space. As for the person from the Meng clan who became a supreme powerhouse, when he returned from space, he would become a supreme powerhouse, standing on even ground with the other five supreme powerhouses of Green Billow City. Although he had just broken through, he might not be any weaker than them, even if some of them had broken through tens of thousands of years ago. After entering the realm of supreme powerhouses, it was an extremely difficult process to continue raising one's strength. For this reason, most supreme powerhouses were evenly matched. The differences in strength were usually because of their unique physiques or even species. Humans in this regard were at a disadvantage. When humans became supreme powerhouses, their bodies would be refined and tempered by heaven and earth. However, due to human physique that was inferior to that of demons and other beings, the effect of the transformation was also weaker compared to other species. However, needless to say, even the weakest human supreme powerhouse was far stronger than any demons or beings who had yet to enter the realm of supreme powerhouses. At this time, the other inhabitants of Green Billow City finally figured out what the phenomena meant. A few of them caught on quickly and realized that someone from the second-rank Meng clan was about to become a supreme powerhouse. The Meng clan is about to rise in power. A supreme powerhouse finally appeared in the Meng clan. The Meng clan will become the sixth first-rank clan in Green Billow City. Similar remarks could be heard everywhere in Green Billow City. In the Meng clan's estate, joyous laughter could be heard everywhere. Our ancestor has become a supreme powerhouse. Our Meng clan is going to rise to prominence. I didn't expect our Meng clan to have a supreme powerhouse. The ancestor is the first supreme powerhouse in the history of the Meng clan, right? That's right. Our Meng clan had many powerhouses in the past, but even the strongest powerhouse was a peerless top advanced supreme god. There has never been a supreme powerhouse in the clan until now. After our ancestor returns, our Meng clan will become a first-rank clan in Green Billow City. Earlier, I received messages from my friends in the five major clans. They said that their clan members have already called for a meeting to discuss the distribution of properties to our clan. I got to see our clan rise to prominence. Even if I die now, I'll have no regrets. At the same time, in a luxurious courtyard in the Meng clan's estate, a young man's eyes flashed with a strange mix of excitement and malice. He sneered as he muttered to himself, "The Wang clan in Blue Dawn City looked down on me when I went to propose marriage. Did they think I wasn't good enough because my clan didn't have a supreme powerhouse? Look, now our Meng clan has a supreme powerhouse. Moreover, he's the founder of the faction I belong to, and I'm his only direct descendant." The young man was aware that his ancestor valued him greatly. In the past, when he needed a rare medicinal herb during his cultivation, His ancestor traveled to a place fraught with danger to obtain the rare medicinal herb that would help him cultivate smoothly. He knew that his ancestor placed all his hopes on him. When the ancestor returns, I'll tell him that I want to marry that woman from the Wang clan in Blue Dawn City. Even if the ancestor doesn't personally visit the clan, I'm sure he'll send a member of the clan to do so. Let's see if the Wang clan that no longer has a supreme powerhouse dares to refuse my proposal this time. Previously, I wanted to marry Wang Luo Yu as my legal wife, but now I'm going to make her a lowly concubine. The young man, a direct descendant of the Meng clan, was Meng Yu Zheng. Regardless if it was the deaths of the supreme powerhouses in Dancing Sun City, the destruction of the 5 major clans in Dancing Sun City, or the birth of a new supreme powerhouse in Green Billow City, they were all major news in the Divine Sand realm. As such, news of them traveled very quickly to Blue Dawn City. While news of the incidents continued to spread at this time, the clan leader and the supreme elder of the Wang clan and another person entered the spatial artifact that had been in the Wang clan for generations. The space in the spatial artifact was vast, and it seemed like there was no end in sight. At this time, a purple-clad young man hovered in the air across from an old man dressed in a pale green robe. The old man had a ruddy complexion. "You're not even 10,000 years old, but you're already so strong. You're truly a peerless prodigy. Where did you come from?" The green-clad old man was one of the 2 supreme elders of the Wang clan, a second-rank clan in Blue Dawn City. He was also one of the 2 powerhouses in the clan, who was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. The old man did not believe that Duan Ling Tian was just a sectless cultivator. After all, it was impossible for him to be a sectless cultivator with such strength at such a young age. Even if Duan Ling Tian was extremely lucky, he did not think it was possible for Duan Ling Tian to possess such strength without the help of a powerful force. "Senior," Duan Ling Tian calmly said, "why don't we chat after we spar? You're quite an impatient child," the green-clad old man said with a contemptuous smile as he shook his head. His eyes flashed fiercely as he said, "Very well. If that's what you want, show me what you got." Following that, the old man's energy surged up, and his entire being seemed to turn into a sword as he charged toward Duan Ling Tian. Chapter 44:12. 44:12. The man who was close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. 44:12. The man who was close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god indeed. The supreme elder of the Wang clan was also a sword cultivator. As a sword ray shot out, the energy from the law of metal shone brilliantly, lighting up the dark space in the spatial artifact like the scorching sun. Duan Ling Tian was not surprised that the supreme elder of the Wang clan had comprehended the law of metal to its perfect form. After all, the other party was close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. However, he was surprised that the other party had also comprehended the sword Dao, not just the rudimentary form of the sword Dao, but the real sword Dao. However, the other party's sword Dao was still inferior to his sword Dao. Swoosh! Duan Ling Tian struck with his sword as well. The 7 orifices exquisite sword, which was now a prime divine artifact, did not have any advantage at all since the other party's sword was also a prime divine artifact. Duan Ling Tian channeled his divine energy into his sword, and a 7-colored sword ray shot out. It looked particularly eye-catching in the midst of the golden light emitted by the other party. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The golden sword ray was domineering, and its terrifying sword intent seemed to make the entire place tremble. Meanwhile, Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, watched solemnly from a distance away. He had also sparred with the Supreme Elder before, and based on the Supreme Elder's display of strength now, It was clear that the Supreme Elder had held back a lot when they sparred in the past. The Supreme Elder's law of metal and sword Tao were much more powerful than he had imagined. No wonder some people say that our Supreme Elder is the hope of our Wang clan to regain a supreme powerhouse again. With this, he really has a chance of breaking into the realm of supreme powerhouses. Duan Ling Tian flew toward the Supreme Elder of the Wang clan. When the white-haired and rosy-cheeked old man used his bloodline power, he could sense the other party's frightening strength. As expected of someone who was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. Not counting supreme powerhouses, the other party was the strongest opponent he had encountered since he came to the outer boundary. Not many of those under the realm of supreme powerhouses were a match for the other party. Senior, your strength is impressive, however. I'm afraid it's impossible for you to defeat me with your sword Tao, Duan Ling Tian said. In just a moment, Duan Ling Tian had already exchanged more than 100 blows with the old man. Although he briefly fell into a disadvantageous position, he quickly regained the upper hand. He had also used his sword Tao, which was stronger than his opponent's sword Doa. It was only natural that those who had a higher comprehension of the sword Tao would gain the upper hand. Meanwhile, the Supreme Elder of the Wang clan also discovered the problem. Since he and his opponent comprehended the sword Tao, and his opponent's comprehension of the sword Tao was superior to his, it was only natural that his opponent was able to find the flaw in his sword Tao and evade his attacks over and over again. Most importantly, the opponent's sword Tao was significantly stronger than his, even if his opponent's strength was weaker than his. Even if the sword Tao they mastered was not the same, there were still many similarities. Even if I mastered other weapon Tao such as the saber Tao or the spear Tao, I still won't be able to defeat him unless I comprehend one of the other 3 Taos of heaven and earth. The old man thought to himself with a sigh before he said, "All right, let's end this. If we continue, we'll only be wasting our energies. It's unlikely for any of us to win. I admit it's impossible for me to defeat you, but it's also impossible for you to defeat me. After all, my strength is stronger than yours." Following that, the Supreme Elder of the Wang clan withdrew his prime divine sword and looked at Duan Ling Tian with a complicated gaze. If he had not witnessed it with his own eyes and experienced it himself, he would not have believed a young man who was not even 10,000 years old possessed such strength. He was certain that it was only a matter of time before Duan Ling Tian became a supreme powerhouse, unless Duan Ling Tian died prematurely. Moreover, he had no doubt that Duan Ling Tian would not be an ordinary supreme powerhouse. The Supreme Elder of the Wang clan knew a lot about supreme powerhouses. He knew that there were many outstanding and talented cultivators who had difficulty growing stronger after becoming supreme powerhouses. This was because they took too many years to become supreme powerhouses. He himself was a good example. If he became a supreme powerhouse in the future, it would be difficult for him to continue raising his strength. He was already very old after all. Saying that, he was not even sure if he could become a supreme powerhouse. When the Supreme Elder of the Wang clan recalled the earlier battle again, his eyes suddenly lit up. Earlier, he had ended the fight early not only because he felt it was pointless to continue, but it was also because he seemed to have gained some enlightenment regarding the sword Tao when he was fighting Duan Ling Tian. If he could improve his sword Tao, he would be one step closer to becoming a supreme powerhouse. At this time, Duan Ling Tian already had a basic understanding of the opponent's strength. He nodded and said, "Indeed, Senior, if you comprehended another Tao instead of the weapon Tao, I'll definitely lose if the fight drags on. We'll end the fight as you suggested. Senior, I have a request and I hope you'll agree to it. Tell me." Duan Ling Tian had given the Supreme Elder of the Wang clan a chance to improve his sword Tao. Even if Duan Ling Tian did not do it intentionally, he was still grateful. As such, when he heard that Duan Ling Tian had a request, he did not refuse Duan Ling Tian immediately. As long as it was within his ability, he would not refuse Duan Ling Tian. He had always been magnanimous, and if he refused Duan Ling Tian now, who knew if it would impede his growth in the future? Senior, I hope you'll match me and Miss Luo Yu from your clan. I have seen many beauties in my life, but Miss Luo Yu is the only person who made me fall in love at first sight. I'm deeply enchanted by her. If I don't marry her, I'm afraid it'll be a stumbling block in my path to becoming a supreme powerhouse. Senior, I'm sure you understand my feelings since you've cultivated to this point. One small misstep can lead one down the wrong path. It won't be easy going back to the right path after that, Duan Ling Tian said as his expression grew more and more solemn. Needless to say, his words were all nonsense. However, it had to be said that no flaws could be found in his words. The old man was briefly stunned. Then he looked at Duan Ling Tian intently and said, I've heard about this from the clan leader. I really didn't expect a member of our clan to be lucky enough to catch your eyes. He paused for a moment before he continued to say, It's her blessing if she can marry you. As such, I'll take it as a joke when you said that you'll join the Wang clan. If there's anything you need from our clan in the future, just let us know. We'll be family after all, clearly. The supreme elder of the Wang clan had agreed to Duan Ling Tian's request. Not only that, but he planned to do Duan Ling Tian a favor. He and the clan would not suffer any losses from doing Duan Ling Tian a favor. On the other hand, Duan Ling Tian was taken aback by how easygoing the supreme elder of the Wang clan was. The other party was frank and agreed immediately, causing him to feel guilty. Forget it. I'll just owe him and the clan a favor. In the future, I'll definitely repay them. Duan Ling Tian consoled himself inwardly and pulled himself together. At the same time, the supreme elder of the Wang clan also expressed his intentions to the clan leader and the grand elder of the Wang clan. He told them to go along with Duan Ling Tian's wishes. No one objected. After all, in their eyes, Li Feng was an extremely powerful peerless prodigy who came from outside of the divine sand realm. I understand, Supreme Elder. I'll deal with this matter properly, Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, said. Letter 192R, letter 1D486, letter 1D452, letter 1D500, letter 1D483, letter 1D697, letter 1D490, letter 1D603, letter 1D41, letter 1D459. Calm following that, Wang Kui led Duan Ling Tian out as he said, Young Master Li Feng, I'll arrange for a place for you to stay first. After that, I'll send someone to bring Luo Yu over to meet you. Chapter 44:13, 44:13, The Furious Yi Qiang Wei 44:13 The Furious Yi Qiang Wei before leaving. The supreme elder of the Wang clan also told Duan Ling Tian that his name was Wang Jingrao. This could be considered an act of approval and recognition of Duan Ling Tian's strength. If Duan Ling Tian was not strong, it would be impossible for someone like him who was much older than him to be polite or give his name to Duan Ling Tian. Even in the Wang clan, not many members were familiar with Wang Jingrao. They only knew of his existence and addressed him respectfully as Old Ancestor or Supreme Elder. Following that, before Duan Ling Tian left with Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, the grand elder of the Wang clan also respectfully introduced himself to Duan Ling Tian before leaving. Wang Kui personally arranged for Duan Ling Tian to live in the Wang clan's estate. He led him to a vast and remote courtyard. There were a few rockeries with a small stream winding past them. All kinds of flowers, plants, and trees were planted on both sides of the stream, attracting many small birds. Young Master Li Feng, if you need anything, please just let her know. She'll be serving you during your stay. After this, she'll arrange for several servants to attend to you as well, Wang Kui said when an ordinary and amiable woman arrived. After greeting Wang Kui respectfully, the woman looked at Duan Ling Tian in surprise before she quickly lowered her head. Aunt Q has been in our clan for many years, and she's always been reliable in her work. I'm sure there'll be no mistakes with her serving you, Wang Kui said to Duan Ling Tian. At the same time, he also told the woman about Duan Ling Tian and what had happened earlier through voice transmission. The woman's eyes widened when she heard Wang Kui's words. She could hardly believe that a young man who was not even 10,000 years old fought to a draw with one of the two strongest members of the Wang clan. She finally understood why Wang Kui had arranged for Duan Ling Tian to live in this courtyard. This courtyard was usually used to accommodate distinguished guests of the clan. In the past, when the Wang clan's supreme powerhouse was still around, he would arrange for his friends to stay here. Even after the supreme powerhouse perished, only those who were powerful or had very influential backgrounds and high status were allowed to stay here. Earlier, she assumed Duan Ling Tian was just a frivolous young master from a powerful force. She did not expect him to be so powerful. "Thank you, Aunt Q," Duan Ling Tian replied with a smile. The woman was flattered when she saw how polite Duan Ling Tian was. She hastily said, "Young Master Li, you're welcome. Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with." Wang Kui smiled and said, "Young Master Li Feng, do you want to rest first and meet Luo Yu tomorrow, or do you want to meet her now? If you want to meet her now, I'll send someone to bring her over." "I'll meet her tomorrow," Duan Ling Tian said. It was inevitable that he would meet Wang Luo Yu, so there was no need to rush. Earlier, although he was not injured during his fight with Wang Jingrao, he had exhausted some of his energy. As such, he wanted to recover his energy. It would take him about 10 days to half a month to fully recover the energy he exhausted. "All right," Wang Kui replied. Inwardly, he was surprised by Duan Ling Tian's reply. In the end, he concluded that Duan Ling Tian must have wanted to meet the woman he liked when he was in a better condition. After all, he was young once, and he also had someone he liked back then. "Since that's the case, I'll take my leave first. Rest well. If you need anything that Aunt Q can't help you with, send her to me. If there's anything urgent, you can also ask her to call me over," Wang Kui said. He was very polite and modest in front of Duan Ling Tian. It was to the extent that he was willing to come over to see Duan Ling Tian if there was something urgent. In the Wang clan, there were only two people who received this sort of treatment, and they were the two supreme elders of the Wang clan. Now, there was an extra person, Duan Ling Tian. On the other side of the Wang clan's estate, Wang Ming, an elder of the Wang clan, looked at Wang Luo Yu and said with a sigh, "The clan leader just informed me that the young man wants to rest today, so he'll meet you tomorrow. Have a good rest tonight. I'll look for you at noon tomorrow and bring you to him." After that, Wang Ming shook his head and took his leave. If it was possible, he hoped that Wang Luo Yu could be free from the shackles of the Wang clan. Alas, it was impossible. The Wang clan would not give up on such a good chess piece. After Wang Ming left, Yi Qiangwei said, slightly annoyed, "What's that man thinking? How can he be so rude? He said he wanted to meet you first, then now he changed his mind and said he would meet you tomorrow. Why is he doing this? He's intentionally making you wait." Yi Qiangwei grew more and more annoyed as she spoke. "Sister Qiangwei," Wang Luo Yu shook her head slightly as she said, "he must have his reason for wanting to meet tomorrow. Don't get angry because of this matter." Yi Qiangwei frowned upon hearing Wang Luo Yu's words. Then she sent a voice transmission to the old lady, asking the old lady if she was confident about bringing Wang Luo Yu away from the Wang clan. The old woman replied with a sigh, "Miss, if Miss Luo Yu agreed earlier and we brought her away when we just arrived, I'd say we still have a chance. But now, I'm afraid it's impossible. I can sense a few divine consciousness here." Clearly, the powerhouses in the clan are keeping an eye on her so she can't leave. Yi Qiangwei felt powerless upon hearing this, and at the same time her anger grew. She muttered, "Tomorrow I'm going to follow Sister Luo Yu to see the man who shamelessly forced another woman to marry him." Alas, the next day Yi Qiangwei was stopped by Wang Ming when he came to bring Wang Luo Yu away. He said, "Miss Yi, the clan leader asked me to bring Luo Yu there alone. You can't follow us there." Yi Qiangwei was about to protest when the old woman next to her quickly said, "Miss, we'll stay here and wait for Miss Luo Yu to return." The old woman had spoken up because she could feel several different terrifying divine energies in the surroundings. It was as though they were going to attack at any given moment. Chapter 44:14. 44:14 straight to the point. 44:14 straight to the point in the elegant and quiet courtyard, where the birds were singing and the flowers were fragrant, and the stream was constantly flowing. Duan Ling Tian, who was wearing a purple robe as usual, crouched down by the stream and reached out to pick up a small fish that had washed up the bank before he returned it to the stream. He looked at the little fish he released and murmured, "Little one, be careful of where you go. If you swim in the wrong place, you might meet your own demise." A dazed expression could be seen on his face at this moment. He was a stranger in the foreign outer boundary. It was far away from the God-defying world, and there were tens of thousands of places connected to the outer boundary, including the God-defying world. At this moment, a woman's voice rang from behind him. "Young Master Li Feng, the clan leader has brought Miss Luo Yu over." Duan Ling Tian rose to his feet and turned around to look outside the courtyard. Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, walked in with two people behind him, an old man and a beautiful young woman. With just a glance, Duan Ling Tian sighed inwardly. As expected of the #1 beauty in Blue Dawn City, she's indeed quite beautiful. Wang Luo Yu did not resemble Wang Yi Yuan at all. If Duan Ling Tian were unaware that the duo was siblings, he would not have believed the beautiful young woman was Wang Yi Yuan's sister. It was not that Wang Yi Yuan was not good-looking. It was just that they did not share any similarities in their appearances at all. Wang Kui chuckled and greeted Duan Ling Tian enthusiastically as soon as he walked into the courtyard. He said, "Young Master Li Feng, you must have been waiting for a long time." Wang Ming and Wang Luo Yu followed behind Wang Kui. Wang Ming took the initiative to greet Duan Ling Tian. "Greetings. I'm Wang Ming, an elder of the Wang clan. This is Wang Luo Yu, a member of my faction." From Wang Ming's greeting, Duan Ling Tian found out that Wang Ming was the leader of the faction that Wang Yi Yuan and Wang Luo Yu belonged to. "Clan leader Wang, elder Wang," Duan Ling Tian responded with a slight smile before he turned to look at Wang Luo Yu with a dazed expression on his face. After that, it seemed as though he did not hear what Wang Kui said at all. Upon seeing this, Wang Kui was not upset. He only smiled before he gestured to Wang Ming and the servants in the courtyard to leave, leaving Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luo Yu alone in the courtyard. In his opinion, what Duan Ling Tian wanted most now was to be alone with Wang Luo Yu. F letter 1 D5FF, letter 1 D65A, E letter 1 D66C, letter 1 D5F2, letter 1 D44F, letter 1 D48F, letter 1 D45C, Cyrillic letter 475, letter 1 D452, letter 1 D5F9. Calm after leaving, Wang Kui frowned slightly as he looked at Wang Ming and said, "Brother Wang Ming, Li Feng is not only good-looking, but he's highly talented as well. It's not a shame for Luo Yu to marry him. Put away the frown on your face." Wang Kui had long noticed the stiff expression on Wang Ming's face. Wang Ming smiled wryly and said, "Clan leader, it's Luo Yu's blessing if she's able to marry young Master Li Feng. I was only frowning because I'm worried he'll get tired of her in the future and abandon her. She lost her parents at a young age, and she only had Yi Yuan, but now Yi Yuan." Wang Ming did not finish his words. He only sighed and shook his head. Wang Qi's frown eased slightly upon hearing this. He said, "No one was happy about what happened to Yi Yuan. After all, the two supreme elders had high hopes of him becoming a supreme powerhouse in the future. Among the younger generation, they think he had the highest potential." As the clan leader of the Wang clan, Wang Qi was naturally distressed when something happened to Wang Yi Yuan. Wang Yi Yuan was an outstanding prodigy in the history of the Wang clan, even if Wang Yi Yuan could not compare to the monstrous prodigy, Li Feng. Wang Yi Yuan could be considered a rare prodigy even in the divine sand realm. Due to the noise-canceling formation in the courtyard, Duan Ling Tian did not hear the conversation between Wang Qi and Wang Ming. Similarly, Wang Luoyu did not hear the conversation either. After confirming that Wang Qi and the others had left and were not looking at them, the dazed expression on Duan Ling Tian's face disappeared immediately and was replaced with an expression of indifference. He said, "Please have a seat." Duan Ling Tian walked to the stone table and took a seat after inviting Wang Luoyu to take a seat. At this time, Wang Luoyu was slightly confused. She had seen the dazed expression on Duan Ling Tian's face earlier when he looked at her, and it caused her heart to skip a beat. Then his attitude changed abruptly, leaving her baffled. Wang Luoyu walked over, but she did not dare to sit down. Instead, she stood in front of the stone table and asked with her head lowered, Young Master Li Feng, what are your orders?" "Sit down," Duan Ling Tian said again. This time, his voice was slightly louder, and it sounded a little more commanding. Seeing that Wang Luoyu was trembling in fright and still did not sit down, Duan Ling Tian shook his head helplessly and said, "Sit down. I'm a friend of your brother Wang Yi Yuan." "My brother's friend?" Wang Luoyu looked up at Duan Ling Tian in disbelief. She said, I've never heard of you, and my brother had never mentioned you. I know all of my brother's friends." Despite her words, Wang Luoyu felt that Duan Ling Tian had no reason to lie to her due to his high status, unless he was using this as an excuse to get closer to her. However, that was not necessary as well, since the Wang clan would not allow her to refuse this marriage. "I met your brother shortly before he passed away," Duan Ling Tian said. Wang Luoyu's expression changed immediately. Then she mustered up her courage to ask Duan Ling Tian, "Young Master Li Feng, do you know how my brother died?" Wang Luoyu had lost her composure at this moment. "Sit down and we'll talk." Wang Luoyu finally took a seat. She asked anxiously, "Young Master Li Feng, do you know?" Wang Luoyu knew nothing about the circumstances regarding her brother's death. Even the Wang clan did not know anything. "I do." Wang Luoyu's eyes brightened upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's words, and at the same time she grew even more anxious. Duan Ling Tian recounted how he met Wang Yi Yuan and the situation they were in honestly. When Wang Luoyu found out that her brother died due to a supreme powerhouse's scheme, apart from helplessness, she also felt indignant and aggrieved. Once again, she grieved for her brother. Her hands were tightly clenched, and she bit her lip hard until it bled. Clearly, she had lost her composure and was agitated. "I came this time to fulfill your brother's final wish. He wanted me to bring you away from the Wang clan so you won't be used as a tool by the clan. My real name is Duan Ling Tian, not Li Feng. I naturally didn't reveal my name and purpose to the others. Otherwise, it'll be difficult to bring you away," Duan Ling Tian said without beating around the bush. He thought it was best to be straightforward so Wang Luoyu would not resist him. Do you have evidence proving you know my brother? You said earlier that he gave you his spatial ring, right?" Wang Luoyu asked, seeking one final confirmation. When she saw the spatial ring that Duan Ling Tian brought out, all her doubts vanished. Since her brother gave up his ownership of the ring to Duan Ling Tian, it showed that her brother trusted Duan Ling Tian and she believed in her brother's judgment. After confirming Duan Ling Tian was not lying, she asked in a slightly trembling voice, unable to hold back her tears. "Brother Duan, my brother, was he in a lot of pain before he died?" Chapter 44:15. 44:15 Duan Ling Tian's plan. 44:15 Duan Ling Tian's plan. "He did not suffer when he died," Duan Ling Tian said with a sigh to Wang Luoyu. "You were the only one he worried about before his death. His wish was for you to be free, and he entrusted me with this matter at that time, even though he was not sure if I'd be able to escape from that supreme powerhouse. After I escaped, I searched for you and came to Blue Dawn City. After learning about your current situation, I decided to join the Wang clan and bring you away from Blue Dawn City. After that, I'll look for a place for you to settle down where the Wang clan won't be able to find you." Wang Luoyu nodded slightly. Tears streamed down her cheeks again when she recalled that her brother was gone. Duan Ling Tian continued to say, "I hope you'll cooperate with me to fulfill your brother's wish. I'll arrange for us to leave the Wang clan." Duan Ling Tian did not have time to pity Wang Luoyu. After all, he was trying to think of a plan for them to leave the Wang clan. The supreme elder of the Wang clan had high regard for him due to his high innate talent and comprehension skills, which revealed his great potential in becoming a supreme powerhouse in the future. As such, the supreme elder was very kind to Duan Ling Tian, hoping to ally with Duan Ling Tian through an arranged marriage. However, he knew the Supreme Elder's attitude would change once the Supreme Elder found out that he was only here to bring Wang Luoyu away. After all, he was not yet a supreme. "Rest assured, Brother Duan," Wang Luoyu said solemnly. "I won't let my brother down. I'll listen to your instructions." "That's good," Duan Ling Tian said with a smile. Things would be easier if Wang Luoyu cooperated with him. After a moment, he reminded her, "Do not tell anyone about this. Not a single person can know that my name isn't Li Feng." "Don't worry, Brother Duan. I understand," Wang Luoyun hastily said as she nodded. She trusted Duan Ling Tian completely. After all, he could have easily ignored her brother's final wish. No one could hold him accountable, and there was no witness when he gave his promise to her brother. However, he chose to fulfill her brother's final wish. This was enough to prove that he was a trustworthy man. Duan Ling Tian nodded and said, "We'll pretend like we have feelings for each other in front of the others, and I'll ask for your hand in marriage from the clan. After that, we have two options. One, we can leave Blue Dawn City before the marriage takes place. Two, we'll continue with the show and you'll be married to Li Feng, which is my fake identity. There aren't many risks with the first option, but it'll sever all your ties to the Wang clan. There's no risk with the second option since we can leave the clan under the pretext of going on our honeymoon. The Wang clan won't suspect anything." After a beat, he added, "I'll cooperate with you regardless of which option you choose." In the end, Duan Ling Tian let Wang Luoyu make the decision. After a few moments, Wang Luoyu said, "Brother Duan, let's put on a show and leave the Wang clan naturally. I don't want those who care for me in the clan to be worried." "All right, we'll go with the second option then," Duan Ling Tian said with a smile. "I'll send you out now. You're just as smart as your brother, so I trust you know what to do later." Duan Ling Tian rose to his feet and sent Wang Luoyu out of his courtyard. Earlier, he had cast a noise-canceling formation so no one could eavesdrop on their conversation. With his current strength, it would be impossible even for the clan leader and the two supreme elders of the Wang clan to bypass his formation and eavesdrop on them. Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, smiled when he saw Duan Ling Tian and Wang Luoyu getting along as they walked out of the courtyard. As for Wang Ming, he felt relieved when he saw Wang Luoyu's shy expression when she lowered her head. It was obvious to him that she liked Duan Ling Tian. Duan Ling Tian looked at Wang Luoyu and said tenderly, "Why don't you follow Elder Wang Ming back first? There's something I need to discuss with clan leader Wang." Wang Luoyu nodded slightly and replied, "All right, Brother Li." After that, Wang Luoyu walked toward Wang Ming with a bashful expression on her face. After Wang Luoyu left with Wang Ming, Duan Ling Tian looked at Wang Kui and said seriously, "Clan leader Wang, I'd like to ask for her hand in marriage. If possible, I'd like to marry her in a month. Please send the invitations out to everyone connected with the Wang clan. I want the wedding to be as grand as possible. Meanwhile, I'd like to be an interim elder of the clan." Wang Kui was slightly surprised at how eager Duan Ling Tian was to marry Wang Luoyu. However, when he recalled Wang Luoyu's bashful expression earlier, he thought that the duo must have liked each other. His smile widened as he said, "Young Master Li, you can count on me. The Wang clan will plan a grand wedding for you and Luoyu in a month. Congratulations." Wang Kui was naturally overjoyed that Duan Ling Tian, who was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god, would become part of the Wang clan soon. Someone with Duan Ling Tian's talent, and was not even 10,000 years of age, was unprecedented in the history of the divine sand realm after all. Our clan will be in the spotlight soon because of this wedding. I must invite all the supreme powerhouses who were friends with our ancestor as well. Even if only one of them attends the wedding, it'll be an honor. It won't take long for our clan to return to its former glory with such a monstrous prodigy as our interim elder, Wang Kui thought to himself excitedly. When Wang Luoyu returned to her courtyard, she smiled broadly when she saw Yi Qiang Wei. She said, "Sister Qiang Wei, you should stay a little longer. I'll be marrying Brother Li Feng in a month. I believe Uncle Yi will be attending our wedding as well. Why don't you return with Uncle Yi after our wedding?" Yi Qiangwei looked at Wang Luoyu in confusion after hearing these words. She asked, "Sister Luoyu, what happened?" Yi Qiangwei could not figure out what happened to have led to such a drastic change in Wang Luoyu's attitude. Chapter 44:16 Meng Yuzheng 44:16 Meng Yuzheng. Yi Qiangwei was truly confused by Wang Luoyu's sudden change in attitude. Wang Luoyu smiled and said, "Sister Qiangwei, I was truly reluctant to meet Brother Li earlier. I was even lamenting my sad life. However, after meeting him and chatting with him, I think I've met my soulmate. It sounds hard to believe, but I like him and hope to be with him after meeting him." Yi Qiangwei frowned as she looked at the expression on Wang Luoyu's face. Although the expression seemed to show that Wang Luoyu was in love, she could not help but feel like something was amiss. As such, she even probed Wang Luoyu with her divine consciousness to confirm that the person in front of her was truly Wang Luoyu. After that, Yi Qiangwei called out, "Grandma." The old woman brought out a formation compass and quickly set up a few formations around the courtyard. Following that, she said, "Don't worry, miss. Even the two supreme elders of the clan won't be able to listen in on our conversations." With that, Yi Qiangwei looked at Wang Luoyu with a serious expression. A hint of worry and anger and worry could be seen in her eyes as she said, "Sister Luoyu, did they force you? You must be afraid of implicating me and my father in this matter, right? Don't worry. No one can listen in on our conversation now, so you don't have to pretend and lie to me." Wang Luoyu stepped forward and held Yi Qiangwei's hand as she said with a sincere smile on her face, "Sister Qiangwei, I'm telling the truth. I really like Brother Li. Although our meeting was brief, I can tell that he's a trustworthy man. At the very least, he's much better than those disciples from the other clans. Sister Qiangwei, you'll know what I mean after you meet Brother Li. He's really different from those unreliable disciples." Yi Qiangwei began to doubt herself after listening to these words. Wang Luoyu smiled and continued to say, "Sister Qiangwei, you want me to be happy, don't you?" "Of course." Yi Qiangwei nodded and said solemnly, "I'll be happy if you're able to marry someone you genuinely like. However, if you're doing this against your will, I'll do all I can to help you no matter how difficult the situation is." Wang Luoyu knew that Yi Qiangwei was sincere with her words. As such, she felt moved and guilty at the same time. Yi Qiangwei was like family to her, and she was certain if she told Yi Qiangwei the truth, Yi Qiangwei would not betray her. However, she had promised Duan Ling Tian that she would not tell another soul about this matter. She might trust Yi Qiangwei, but Duan Ling Tian had no reason to trust Yi Qiangwei. Finally, she said smilingly, "Sister Qiangwei, don't worry. Our wedding will be held in a month. You have to help me with my makeup." Yi Qiangwei's expression softened immediately as she said, "I'll definitely help you with your wedding outfit and makeup. I'm really curious now about the man who managed to catch your attention." "Sister Qiangwei, I'll ask if it's convenient for him to meet you if you're really curious," Wang Luoyu replied with a smile. In fact, Wang Luoyu's words were just perfunctory. She did not want to trouble Duan Ling Tian any further after all the trouble he had gone to just to fulfill Wang Yiyuan's final wish and bring her away from the Wang clan. After all, she was not an ungrateful person. Previously, when Wang Kui left the Wang clan's spatial artifact, he had already heard about what happened in Dancing Sun City and Green Billow City. However, he was unaware of Duan Ling Tian's connection to the incident in one of the cities. He had also forgotten that the Meng clan in Green Billow City had sent someone to the Wang clan to ask for Wang Luoyu's hand in marriage as well. The Meng clan was a second-rank clan in Green Billow City like the Wang clan in Blue Dawn City, but the Wang clan was once a first-rank clan with a supreme powerhouse, after all. As such, the Wang clan had a sense of superiority over the Meng clan. When the Meng clan came to propose marriage, Wang Kui only sent an elder to meet the matchmaker from the Meng clan. He would only personally meet the nobles or those from a stronger force. In his opinion, Meng Yu Zheng, the direct descendant of the Meng clan, was not worthy of his attention. The Meng clan in Green Billow City. The Meng clan's ancestor who became a supreme powerhouse finally returned half a month later. The old man dressed in a long and loose green robe was received by a group of supreme powerhouses when he appeared in the sky above Green Billow City. "Congratulations, Brother Meng. Brother Meng, congratulations on becoming a supreme powerhouse. Brother Meng, as the first member of the Meng clan to become a supreme powerhouse, you'll be revered by the future descendants of the Meng clan." The supreme powerhouses were enthusiastic with their greetings. After all, although the old man had just become a supreme powerhouse recently, his strength was not inferior to theirs. How could they ignore him? "Thank you, everyone," the old man replied, delighted by the warm reception. A hint of excitement could be seen in his eyes at this moment. In the past, the difference between his strength and the strength of the supreme powerhouses was like that of heaven and earth, even if he was very close to becoming a supreme powerhouse. As such, he had to lower himself whenever he met them. However, now that he was a supreme powerhouse as well, his status was the same as theirs. Due to his achievements, the Meng clan would also become a first-rank clan in Green Billow City. "Brother Meng, now that you've become a supreme powerhouse, it's only natural for the Meng clan to become a first-rank clan in our Green Billow City. Brother Meng, we've already distributed some of our properties to the Meng clan. We can negotiate again if it's not enough." While the ancestor of the Meng clan was chatting with the supreme powerhouses, the members of the Meng clan eagerly awaited his return. "There's a commotion outside. The old ancestor must have returned. There's a group of people there. They must be the supreme powerhouses from the major clans. They must have come to receive our ancestor. Let's wait here until the old ancestor returns. It's inappropriate for us to go there after all." At the same time, in another part of the Meng clan's estate, Meng Yuzheng wore a sinister expression on his face as he thought to himself, The Wang clan from Blue Dawn City didn't only reject my marriage proposal, but they even invited us to attend Wang Luo Yu's wedding. How preposterous! I'll speak to the old ancestor and make them regret their decision. Wang Luo Yu, it doesn't matter if the Wang clan has agreed to your marriage. You're mine. Even if the Wang clan has connections with other supreme powerhouses, do you think they'll really stand up for you? What a joke! Chapter 44:17. 44:17 Duan Ling Tian's ambition. 44:17 Duan Ling Tian's ambition. Blue Dawn City. News of the annihilation of the 5 major clans in Dancing Sun City, and the emergence of a new supreme powerhouse from the Meng clan in Green Billow City spread through Blue Dawn City and became the hottest topic. However, these matters were quickly forgotten by the public when the Wang clan announced the wedding that would be held a month later. Even after 2 weeks, everyone was still fervently discussing the wedding. Rumors have it that the groom, a prodigy, isn't a noble or from a strong clan. At least, that's not the case in the Divine Sand Realm. Who knows if he has an extraordinary background outside of the Divine Sand Realm? He must be outstanding since the Wang clan allowed him to marry Wang Luo Yu. That's right. The Wang clan wouldn't agree to the marriage if they couldn't benefit from it. The wedding will be held in half a month. All the major cities and major clans in the Divine Sand Realm will definitely send their representatives to attend the wedding. I wonder if any of the supreme powerhouses the Wang clan invited will attend the wedding. As long as one supreme powerhouse agrees to attend, the others will likely attend as well. If that's the case, the wedding will be extremely grand. The people in Blue Dawn City were all curious about the young prodigy who successfully proposed to Wang Luo Yu, the #1 beauty of the city. Duan Ling Tian was aware that the wedding had become a hot topic in the city since he frequently strolled the streets of the city. However, he did not pay attention to it, and was focused on gathering information about the Wang clan and the 4 major clans of Blue Dawn City. The 4 major clans of Blue Dawn City each had a supreme powerhouse and ruled the city. Although they despised the Wang clan, they were still courteous to the Wang clan due to the connections the Wang clan had with a few supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary. As such, it was likely that the 4 clan leaders of the 4 major clans would attend the wedding in the Wang clan as a show of courtesy. Even if the clan leaders did not personally attend, they would definitely send representatives with high status to attend the wedding. The Wang clan used to have a supreme powerhouse, after all. Even if the supreme powerhouse was no longer around, the descendants were still enjoying the benefits. For example, the 4 major clans of Blue Dawn City own the most properties in the city. The Wang clan was only second to the 4 major clans in that regard. As a second-rank clan, it owned more than double the properties that the other second-rank clans owned. HMPH. Did that kid put Wang Kui under a spell? How the hell did he convince Wang Kui to allow him to marry Wang Luo Yu when there are many more suitable candidates in the Divine Sand Realm? Young master, in my opinion, that kid can't even withstand more than 3 moves from you. Duan Ling Tian was strolling the streets as usual when he overheard this conversation. He was briefly stunned before he shook his head and smiled. The Wang clan is quite good at keeping my identity a secret. No one even knows that I'm almost as strong as a peerless top advanced supreme god. After learning more about the outer boundary, Duan Ling Tian had only realized recently how remarkable his current strength was at his age. It had to be said that someone like him was not unprecedented in the outer boundary or even the myriad worlds. Due to their young age and great potential, they were very famous even if they were not a peerless top advanced supreme god or a supreme powerhouse. After all, if Duan Ling Tian was in his twilight years, his strength that was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god would not be considered extraordinary. Moreover, if he were old, his potential of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god or a supreme powerhouse would decrease greatly since he carried a greater risk of dying during his heavenly tribulation. Moreover, although it was possible to become a supreme powerhouse without becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god first, the chances of doing so were not very high. Apart from that, it was also more difficult for one to achieve a breakthrough in one's old age unless one had fortuitous encounters. After coming to the outer boundary, Duan Ling Tian's knowledge about cultivation had also grown. There's a difference in strength even for new supreme powerhouses. Before becoming a supreme powerhouse, one could only be a top peerless advanced supreme god or close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. As expected, the former would be stronger than the latter once they both become supreme powerhouses. In fact, the former was considerably stronger than those who were only almost comparable to peerless top, advanced supreme gods, before becoming supreme powerhouses, even if they were already supreme powerhouses for tens of thousands of years. One's innate talent and comprehension skills are crucial in becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. Since I have two supreme powerhouse divinities, I have a chance of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. They'll be able to help with my cultivation greatly, but they won't be able to guarantee that I'll become a peerless top advanced supreme god. Duan Ling Tian naturally knew that the two supreme powerhouse divinities he possessed would guarantee his chances of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. If it was so easy to become a peerless top advanced supreme gods, there would have been more of them in the outer boundary and the myriad worlds. Based on what he had learned, he found out that not even 10% of supreme powerhouses were peerless top, advanced supreme gods before they became supreme powerhouses. Duan Ling Tian was rather shocked when he first learned how difficult it was to become a peerless top advanced supreme god. There were rumors that those who were only almost comparable to peerless top advanced supreme gods deliberately suppressed their breakthrough into the realm of supreme powerhouses. They wanted to wait until they became peerless top advanced supreme gods before breaking through into the realm of supreme powerhouses. I heard that raising one's strength after becoming a supreme powerhouse is very difficult. As such, becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god before becoming a supreme powerhouse would give one the advantage over others who did not. Needless to say, if one were young, it's best to strive to become a peerless advanced top supreme god first instead of a supreme powerhouse. Apparently, the sense of achievement when becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god is much greater than when becoming a supreme powerhouse. That aside, supreme powerhouses look highly upon peerless top advanced supreme gods since the latter possess great potential to become a top supreme powerhouse. Moreover, there are many fortuitous encounters in the outer boundary that supreme powerhouses aren't able to access. As such, it'll be beneficial for these supreme powerhouses to have peerless top advanced supreme gods on their sides and could help them. At this time, Duan Ling Tian was filled with the ambition to become a peerless top advanced supreme god. The idea had taken root so firmly in his mind that he felt that he was being constantly reminded to cultivate and grow stronger until he became a peerless top advanced supreme god. Yunqing Yan is now a supreme powerhouse after being possessed by that person from the Soul Imprisonment clan. However, according to the Xia clan's ancestor, he's just an ordinary supreme powerhouse. If I become a supreme powerhouse without becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god first, I might not be stronger than him. At that time, it would be difficult for me to force him to release care. Duan Ling Tian's expression turned grim when he thought of his wife, Care. He naturally did not forget his purpose for coming to the outer boundary. Even if I manage to become a peerless top advanced supreme god, it'll take some time for me to become a supreme powerhouse. However, Once I become a peerless top advanced supreme god, some supreme powerhouses might approach me. At that time, I might be able to strike a deal with them. I'll ask them to capture Yun Qingyan and force him to release Care. With that, I'll be able to save Care before I become a supreme powerhouse. There's a chance that the top supreme powerhouses in the outer boundary, or the myriad worlds, can release Care from the technique themselves. There might not be a need to capture Yun Qingyan at all. A member of the Soul Imprisonment clan who's stronger than Yun Qingyan can easily free Care. Duan Ling Tian's eyes lit up when he thought about this. He clenched his hands tightly as his eyes shone with determination to become a peerless top advanced supreme god so he could save Care. Chapter 44:18. 44:18. Yi Qiangwei meets Duan Ling Tian again. 44:18. Yi Qiangwei meets Duan Ling Tian a G, a I, N letter 1D453, letter 1D52F, E letter 1D68T, letter 1D498, letter 1D5F2, letter 1D68B, letter 1D48F, O Cyrillic letter 475, letter 1D486, letter 1D48D. Calm Duan Ling Tian stood motionlessly at the side of the street, lost in his thoughts. His handsome appearance and extraordinary bearing naturally drew the attention of many passers-by, but no one dared to approach him. After all, in their opinion, he likely had an extraordinary background. Moreover, it was clear that he was occupied at this moment, and if they were to disturb him, they might offend him. At the same time, a young woman and an old woman were strolling down the same street. "Grandma, do you think Luo Yu is really willing to get married?" Yi Qiangwei asked. Although half a month had passed, she still felt skeptical. "Miss," the old woman said with a sigh, "does it matter? In any case, there wasn't anything strange with Miss Luo Yu's behavior, so it's likely that she's willing to marry that man. Even if she's not willing, she's already made up her mind. I might not know her as well as you do, but I know she's very resilient even if she looks soft and gentle. You should follow her wishes and not stir up trouble for her." Yi Qiangwei fell silent as she mulled over the old woman's words. After a while, her eyes suddenly landed on a familiar figure at the side of the street. "It's him!" Yi Qiangwei recognized the mysterious young man who saved her previously in just an instant. Previously, she had planned to ask the Wang clan to investigate his identity, but she had forgotten about it due to Wang Luo Yu's matter. At the same time, the old woman exclaimed, "Miss, it's our savior." The old woman recognized Duan Ling Tian as well. A hint of gratitude and reverence could be seen in her eyes when she looked at him. After all, he was much stronger than her despite being much younger than her. He was not even 10,000 years old, but he was almost comparable to a peerless top advanced supreme god. Such a person was unprecedented in the history of the divine sand realm. Seeing the blank expression on Duan Ling Tian's face, Yi Qiangwei wondered outwardly, did he receive some enlightenment regarding his cultivation? As soon as Yi Qiangwei's voice fell, the old woman appeared near Duan Ling Tian in just a blink of an eye. She did not disturb Duan Ling Tian. Instead, she looked around vigilantly in case someone tried to harm him. Although they were strangers, she was indebted to him since he saved her and Yi Qiangwei. Without him, she would have been killed, and Yi Qiangwei would have been kidnapped by the members of the Blood Sea organization half a month ago. For this reason, she wanted to protect him. When Yi Qiangwei returned to her senses, she quickly joined the old woman and protected Duan Ling Tian as well. Duan Ling Tian was naturally oblivious to the duo's presence. He was completely immersed in his thoughts of becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god at this moment, but it did not mean he had let his guard down. He would still be able to react in time to threats. Finally, after sorting out his thoughts and calming down, he opened his eyes. When he saw the young woman and the old woman guarding him, a hint of warmth appeared in his heart. He cupped his fists together at the duo and said, "Thank you, ladies. You're awake." Yi Qiangwei's expression eased when she looked at the previously aloof young man. The old woman sighed in relief and said, "I thought you were in the midst of enlightenment. It seems like we were worried for nothing." Based on Duan Ling Tian's actions, it was clear to the old woman that Duan Ling Tian did not let his guard down and was still aware of his surroundings. "In any case, I still want to thank the both of you," Duan Ling Tian said with a smile that contradicted his previous indifference. Yi Qiangwei seized the chance and asked, "Then can you tell me your name?" Duan Ling Tian was slightly stunned. Then he nodded slightly and said, "Of course. Miss Yi, my name is Duan Ling Tian." Duan Ling Tian was naturally unaware that Wang Luoyu and Yi Qiangwei were best friends. Otherwise, he would have thought twice about revealing his identity. Yi Qiangwei silently committed Duan Ling Tian's name to her memory before she asked curiously with a smile on her face, "Brother Duan, where are you from? Are you from the outer boundary or one of 3 major worlds?" Duan Ling Tian shook his head and replied, "None of the above. I came from one of the 18 worlds under the 3 major worlds." Yi Qiangwei and the old woman were surprised by Duan Ling Tian's reply. They did not expect that such a monstrous prodigy came from one of the 18 worlds under the 3 major worlds. Chapter 44:19 44:19 The malicious Meng Yu Zheng 44:19 The malicious Meng Yu Zheng Duan Ling Tian only disclosed his name and origin out of courtesy. Although he did not speak about his origin in detail, Yi Qiangwei and the old woman were still shocked that he was not from one of the 3 major worlds. Yi Qiangwei and the old woman exchanged a glance as Yi Qiangwei said through voice transmission that she could not believe a person of such caliber like Duan Ling Tian was not from one of the 3 major worlds. Perhaps he's the direct descendant of an extremely powerful supreme powerhouse. He might have inherited the legacy of his ancestor, the old woman speculated through voice transmission. Yi Qiangwei nodded inwardly in agreement. It was the only theory that made sense to her. After a moment, the old woman asked on behalf of Yi Qiangwei, "Young Master Duan, do you have matters to attend to in Blue Dawn City?" Duan Ling Tian nodded and replied, "Yes. Once I'm done, I'll leave Blue Dawn City." After a short and casual conversation with the old woman, Duan Ling Tian nodded at her and Yi Qiangwei before he bade farewell to them and left. Yi Qiangwei had mixed feelings as she watched Duan Ling Tian leave. She had feelings for the mysterious and highly talented young man. He was unique and different from the young men she knew. The old woman said with a sigh, "Miss, you're both from different worlds." The old woman could tell Yi Qiangwei was curious about and admired Duan Ling Tian. Yi Qiangwei was exhibiting signs of falling into the sufferings of love. After all, Yi Qiangwei was still young and was easily carried away by her feelings. "Grandma, what are you talking about?" Yi Qiangwei asked as her cheeks flushed red. "I don't have any feelings for him. I just think he's different from all the men I've met." The old woman nodded and said, all right, I believe you. I just wanted to remind you so that you won't be confused by your curiosity. He's just a passerby in your life. You may never see him again after he leaves Blue Dawn City." Duan Ling Tian was unaware of the duo's conversation. He returned to the grand courtyard that the Wang clan had arranged for him to stay in after his stroll in the city. After this, he did not plan to leave his courtyard again until the day of his wedding. After acting out a show with Wang Luoyu, he would bring Wang Luoyu away from Blue Dawn City, and after he found a place for her to settle down, he would continue pursuing his goal to become a peerless top advanced supreme god. Previously, Duan Ling Tian wanted to become stronger so he could capture Yun Qing Yan, who had been possessed by a supreme powerhouse from the Soul Imprisonment clan. However, he was not certain when he would become a supreme powerhouse, or if he would be strong enough to deal with the other party after he became a supreme powerhouse. As such, he thought that the best way was for him to become a peerless top advanced supreme god first. At that time, he might be able to catch the eye of a powerful supreme powerhouse, and in exchange for his service, perhaps, the supreme powerhouse could help him save care. Days before the wedding, two uninvited guests suddenly showed up at the Wang clan. They were from the Meng clan in Green Billow City. The Meng clan had been a hot topic recently among the people after the emergence of the clan's first supreme powerhouse. Everyone knew that the Meng clan would soar to great heights now that the clan had a supreme powerhouse. Outside of the Wang clan's estate, an elder of the Wang clan led a young man and a middle-aged man through the main entrance as he said, "Young Master Meng, this way please. Our clan leader has been informed of your visit and he's waiting for you at the reception hall." The young man was Meng Yu Zheng, a direct descendant of the Meng clan. Not long ago, he had also visited the Wang clan. However, his treatment at that time was very different. Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, did not even bother to meet him, and he was also rejected. After a supreme powerhouse appeared in the Meng clan, the treatment from the Wang clan had changed drastically. He believed that if Wang Kui knew that the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse doted on him the most, Wang Kui would definitely personally receive him. When Wang Kui met Meng Yu Zheng, he was very friendly. "Young Master Meng, you must be here to attend the wedding in our clan. However, there are still 10 days left before the wedding. Why don't I arrange for my men to show you around Blue Dawn City? All your expenses will be on us." Wang Kui's generosity and warmth were not surprising now that the Meng clan had a supreme powerhouse, propelling the Meng clan to greater heights. He naturally did not dare mistreat Meng Yu Zheng, the representative of the Meng clan. Moreover, he was not worried about Meng Yu Zheng spending recklessly since such behavior would only be an embarrassment to the Meng clan. Meanwhile, upon hearing Wang Kui's words, Meng Yu Zheng's expression turned frosty. He asked indignantly, "Clan leader Wang, what do you mean by this? Are you mocking me, Meng Yu Zheng?" Chapter 4420 The Green Flame Saber King 4420 The Green Flame Saber King, are you mocking me? Wang Kui, the clan leader of the Wang clan, was shocked and baffled by Meng Yu Zheng's sudden change of attitude. He asked solemnly, "Young Master Meng, is there a misunderstanding?" At the same time, Wang Kui recalled his previous words. After confirming that he did not say anything inappropriate, he wondered inwardly if there was something wrong with Meng Yu Zheng. He could not help but sneer inwardly when he wondered if Meng Yu Zheng thought he could disregard the Wang clan simply because a supreme powerhouse appeared in the Meng clan recently. The Wang clan had a supreme powerhouse in the past as well. The clan's supreme powerhouse had a close relationship with a few other supreme powerhouses, and up until now, the clan continued to maintain the relationship with them. If anything were to happen to the Wang clan, it was unlikely that those supreme powerhouses would do nothing. Otherwise, it would be impossible for the Wang clan to survive in Blue Dawn City until now. "A misunderstanding," Meng Yu Zheng said with a scoff. "Clan leader Wang, previously, when I came to propose marriage to Miss Wang Luo Yu, a grand elder told me that she had no intention of getting married in the next 100 years so she could mourn the death of her elder brother. However, now I'm told she's getting married to another man. Clan leader Wang, do you think the Meng clan and I are fools?" A hint of anger could be heard in Meng Yu Zheng's voice nearing the end of his words. After all, it was clear to him that the Wang clan had looked down on him. He had returned this time to vent his anger. After all, the Wang clan could not dismiss him easily now that the Meng clan had a supreme powerhouse. Wang Kui was stunned when he heard Meng Yu Zheng bringing up the words of the elder of the Wang clan from before. His expression darkened as realization dawned on him that Meng Yu Zheng came this time bearing ill intentions. It was clear that Meng Yu Zheng was going to stir up trouble. Finally, Wang Kui looked at Meng Yu Zheng and shook his head as he said solemnly, "Young Master Meng, if this is true, I'll punish that Grand Elder severely." A Grand Elder isn't qualified to speak on behalf of the Wang clan. Meng Yuzheng frowned. He did not expect Wang Kui to push the blame on the Grand Elder and settle the matter by punishing that Grand Elder. He fell momentarily silent, realizing that Wang Kui was not easy to deal with. After taking a deep breath, he looked at Wang Kui intently and said seriously, "If that's the case, it means that the Wang clan had no reason to decline my proposal. Why don't you make amends by making me the groom? No one will be the wiser if you switch the groom now, since no one knows who the original groom is." Wang Kui was slightly taken aback by Meng Yuzheng's words. He did not expect Meng Yuzheng to be so shameless. He thought to himself as he looked at Meng Yuzheng with a hint of disdain. Does he think he's comparable to Li Feng, a monstrous prodigy? Outwardly, Wang Kui chuckled and said, "Young Master Meng, you must be joking." These words were meant to give Meng Yuzheng a way out. They could pretend to dismiss Meng Yuzheng's earlier words as a joke. However, if Meng Yuzheng did not back down, he was not afraid of offending Meng Yuzheng. Although the Meng clan now had a supreme powerhouse, the Wang clan was not a pushover as well. Moreover, the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse might not even be willing to offend the Wang clan for Meng Yuzheng's sake. After all, it was impossible for a supreme powerhouse to favor all his descendants and stand up for them. Meng Yuzheng said with a sneer, "Clan leader Wang, I'm not joking. I believe my grandfather will agree with me as well." "Your grandfather?" Wang Kui frowned as a sense of foreboding rose in his heart. Based on Meng Yuzheng's domineering attitude and words, he was not entirely surprised when he heard the following words. "My grandfather is Meng Tian Feng," Meng Yuzheng said arrogantly. As expected, Meng Yuzheng continued to say with a smug expression, "My grandfather dotes on me the most among the younger generation in the clan. Before he became a supreme powerhouse, he had made an announcement that he would cultivate me as the next clan leader of the Meng clan." How could Wang Kui not know at this point why Meng Yuzheng dared to act so brazenly? As it turned out, Meng Yuzheng had the support of the Meng clan's supreme powerhouse. Unlike the Meng clan, the Wang clan currently did not have any supreme powerhouse. Nonetheless, he did not think that the Meng clan alone was capable of destroying the Wang clan. After all, the Wang clan's supreme powerhouse must have left behind many secret weapons and trump cards before he passed. Meng Yuzheng looked at Wang Kui meaningfully and asked, "Clan leader Wang, I don't think you want to offend my grandfather, right?" Wang Kui did not respond to Meng Yuzheng. Instead, he looked at the person standing behind Meng Yuzheng. Although he did not know the other party's identity, he could tell that the other party was at the very least on par with him. He was certain the other party was not a descendant of the Meng clan, and speculated that the other party was likely a powerhouse who joined the Meng clan after Meng Tian Feng became a supreme powerhouse. In the outer boundary, it was common for many powerful advanced supreme gods, even those who were close to becoming peerless top advanced supreme gods, to join forces with supreme powerhouses. Not only would they gain the protection of a supreme powerhouse by doing so, but they would also gain many things in return, such as the supreme powerhouse's divine energy. As for new supreme powerhouses, they would usually recruit subordinates after their breakthrough. However, there was a limit to the number of subordinates they accepted. Needless to say, the limit did not apply to peerless top advanced supreme gods. "Clan leader Wang, if you think I'm bluffing, you can ask the person standing behind me. He was a famous and powerful sectless cultivator in the divine sand realm. I'm sure you've heard of him before," Meng Yuzheng said as he turned to look at the middle-aged man behind him. His tone turned more respectful as he continued to say, "Uncle Tan, please vouch for my words." The middle-aged man opened his eyes and looked at Wang Kui with a piercing gaze before he cupped his fists together and said with vigor, "Tan Xiu Teng greets clan leader Wang." Wang Kui's eyes widened upon hearing the name Tan Xiu Teng. Tang Xiu Teng was a famous sectless cultivator in the divine sand realm and was close to becoming a peerless top advanced supreme god. Wang Kui was not even sure he could fight Tan Xiu Teng to a draw, let alone defeat Tan Xiu Teng, unless he used the trump cards in the Wang clan that had been passed down for generations. Finally, Wang Kui said respectfully, "As it turns out, you're the Green Flame Saber King. My apologies for failing to recognize you earlier." In the Wang clan, only the two supreme elders of the clan were capable of defeating Tan Xiu Teng. After half a month, when Li Feng, the monstrous prodigy, joined the Wang clan, there would be another member capable of defeating Tan Xiu Teng. Tan Xiu Teng, the Green Flame Saber King, smiled faintly. However, his eyes glinted coldly as he said, "Clan leader Wang, young Master Meng was telling the truth. I hope the Wang clan will show my lord due respect and marry Miss Wang Luo Yu to young Master Meng. The wedding will continue and take place in 10 days." Tan Xiu Teng was famous for his profound comprehension of the Saber Tao. Apart from that, as an expert in the law of fire, after a fortuitous encounter, the red flames he manifested had turned green, boosting its strength greatly. For these reasons, he was called the Green Flame.